this out. Or not. Or not. um, Hello, Venus. Welcome in. Good to see you. How's it going? How are you? Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Raining. I think it's about to rain here, actually. I was very fortunate. I went out this morning and it was very sunny, very warm. And as I was getting home from the gym, it was getting really grey, really cloudy. So I think I missed all that caper. Cold. Yeah, it's going to start getting cold, isn't it? In the UK, we've got, would you, a heat wave? I say heat wave, it's going to be like 25 degrees. And then after that, it will be full on autumnal weather, which I'm actually quite looking forward to because I find that training and exercising in the cooler weather is a lot better than being out there in like 30 degrees heat, you know? It's easier to stay hydrated as well, to be honest with you. So there is that to it. Does my mic sound okay, by the way? Um, I've made some changes to the audio, um, just to hopefully make the sound a bit crisp, a bit crisper. Um, but yeah, I think we should be fine. Probably gonna might sound okay. Good, thank you. Okay, so we're going to be having a look at that dude read on a journey, etc., etc. Um, so there was an interesting development last night. He weighed in this Tuesday just gone, and he claimed to be at 486 pounds. I don't have the live because TikTok doesn't save lives, but live streams, obviously. Um, but he weighed in with a personal trainer at the gym, and the weight was 511 pounds. So we're starting to see like the grift in full swing now. So it's very interesting to see how he's because he normally weighs in on a Tuesday, and um, he did the live yesterday with his personal trainer at the gym, and yeah, I mean the scenarios are that he well, there's one scenario, the scale at the gym is wrong. Scenario two, the scale at his house is wrong. Number three, he gained he gained 25 pounds in 5 days, which could be possible. I don't know. You'd have to eat a lot in 5 days to actually do that. Um, so yeah, it's flummoxing, if that's a word even. Um, it I've kind of been I've kind of been going a bit mad because it just seems like nobody's seeing through this weight loss facade that Reed slash Taylor is doing. And I'm guessing the scales at home are wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's have a look at this short here.
Hey, Reed Squad, so I wanted to come back.
Or not. Hold on.
Hey, Reed Squad, so I wanted to come and tell y'all an awesome non-scale victory that I. Everybody. Good morning.
Here we are. So this is, he claims that he's lost like 80 something pounds now. And this is, the left is May 22nd and the right is August 20th. He claims that this is almost. And personally, the only difference I see is a little bit in the face, and that's kind of it, really. I don't really see any other difference. Or am I? I mean, I see a little bit of difference here. It's a little bit more sunk in here. So his start rate, his starting weight. I think actually I might switch to TikTok for this. Bear with me a sec. TikTok, hello. Yeah, so he started at 567.2 pounds. So if he's at 511 pounds, he's lost 55 pounds, which is a good amount of weight to lose, regardless of what you think of the personality of the person. Um, but he's out here saying
Hey,
that
Reed
he's
Squad, so it's time
lost
for weigh-in again this week.
much more than that.
Last week he weighed in at 491.0 pounds, bringing us down a total of 76.2 pounds. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into the weigh-in. Last week was 491.
And another big red flag is that he doesn't weigh himself like, fully in front of the camera. He does it like this. He just shows the number.
1.0, and we were down a total of 76.2 pounds. So it's time to weigh in again. Let's see it.
So I'll be interested to see what his weigh-in is today.
Okay. So
And he stops the weight himself, which is another weird kind of red flag, because if you're having to stop the weight yourself, that means that the weight on the scale is being manipulated somehow, because there's no way of stopping it. When I weigh myself every morning, the the weight stops, and that's it, because there's no manipulation going on. I put the scale in the middle of the kitchen and I just stand on the scale and that's it. So these are his home scales, yeah. Um, so if we go to one of his previous weigh-ins, there's a lot to sift through. Initially, he had a talking scale, um, which obviously that kind of thing can't hide your weight, because it literally goes 500 in pounds, So let me just try and find it, because I don't know if he's deleted it. Oh no, here it is. So these are his old
last week I weighed in
scales.
at 506.6 pounds, down a total of 60.6 pounds in total. Last week was a game, so let's weigh in today and see what we're at. Hello. Hello. It's ready.
This is quite a common scale that I've seen people in America use. I don't really see it over here. I think we have them over here, but I've never seen people use a talking scale over here. So, yeah, he put on like £15 or so. Um, 15, £16. Yeah, at least £16. So those were his old scales. Wonder what the max weight is on the talking scale. I don't know actually. Um, so this is, yeah, it's these talking scales. He convinced everybody that they're wrong, and he got somebody to buy him the current set of scales that he uses. So that's a little grifty poo there. Um,
Aries fried, so it's time for weigh-in
so then
again
he
for this
goes
week.
to this
Last
scale
week
now.
we weighed in at 491.0
And
pounds.
notice how he goes from showing his whole body on the scale and standing on the scale to this, just
491.0,
showing the number.
and we were down a total of 76.2 pounds. So it's time to weigh in again. Let's see it. Okay. So 46.6.
And again, if the scale is varying wildly, then something's up with the weight that's being put on the scale. Hello, Tracy. Welcome in. Good to see you. This is Sowers, or Thatdudereed. He's basically been scamming people for over 10 years now with various grifts and fakeries and stuff, but predominantly stuff to do with losing weight. Um, it's yeah, that new scale seems a bit scammy. Yeah, I think you're right, Venus. Yeah, it's um, it's a very odd thing to do to just show the number on the scale. Also, I haven't got my phone with me, but he's doing something this month called Diet Bet, and with Diet Bet, everybody who wants to join in with Taylor's weight loss journey and to lose weight themselves, they have to put $20 into a pot, and whoever loses, like, I think it's like 4% of their body weight in a month, they get a share of the pot. So that's another kind of grift because you can easily manipulate things on Diet Bet because the only caveats for showing your weight are a picture of you standing on the scales and holding a certain word up with the photo. Um, so let's say 10 people join that diet bet. That's $200 that goes into the pot. And for example, if only Taylor wins, then he pockets like the majority of the money because I assume Diet Bet take a cut too. So yeah, he's very money oriented when it comes to his weight loss. But the thing is, the weight loss isn't really there. The weight loss is kind of stalling, especially if we're thinking about um, his jump on the scale yesterday. It went from 486 this Tuesday gone to 511 yesterday. So if he's put on £25 in 6 days, it's well, that's a warning signal, firstly. And also, sorry, also another issue that I have with Tay is that he doesn't show what he eats. He he's very secretive about eating on this. journey that he's on. So um, I know this, like me talking about this guy isn't going to get very many views or anything like that, but that's not the point. The point is, he has irked me so much that I want to just tell as many people as I can how much of a grifting bastard he is. And I think I am just going a bit I think I am just going a bit crazy with how people are believing him that he's actually lost this amount of weight when he clearly hasn't. He hasn't lost that much. He's only lost 50 pounds. He's not lost 80 pounds. Now, I understand that some people might say, well, it's a £30 difference. What does it matter? It matters because he's not telling the truth, and it's only going to get worse from here because he's not going to be able to say that he's £300 when he still looks like he weighs 500. Now, I know he's only 5'1", 5'2", something like that, just a smidge taller than Foodie Beauty. Um, it's going to be difficult for him to manipulate weight loss on camera if he continues to go down that route. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's really irksome because there's also this as
Beautiful.
well that he thinks that this kind of stuff is really going to help his weight loss when it's actually just something to get some commission from this infinity hoop stuff. Now, obviously, any movement is good movement when you're that size, but he's literally just going like that a little bit. And it just, yeah, it's just really annoying. And I'm so sorry. But I just feel the need to, I just feel the need to talk about this guy because he pisses me off. He pisses me off that much. And it's, you know, maybe it's a me problem. I don't know, but there are tons of people. There are tons of people out there who put their weight loss journeys out to the world, and they don't scam at all. There are like a few other people that I follow. Ethan Barnard. There's a guy called Zach. There's Journey with Sal as well. There's lots of other people out there, and they don't. They see the main motivator for their weight loss journey being the health, being healthier. But this guy's like, that screen, top of the screen, give me the roses, TikTok universe. Why? Why should it be about that? The main drive for your weight loss success should be health. That should be the main motivator for what you do. Now, it's fine to make money from your weight loss journey because, I do it via YouTube and stuff like that. It's fine, but the sheer amount of lies, manipulation, grifting that Taylor's done over the past 10 years, and the fact that you started off, Taylor started off his grifting by faking leukemia, right? You're only going to get worse from there. And then, every time he gets caught, he's like, I'm never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it again. And then he just does it again. If it's not manipulating leukemia, then he's using his mum to get a GoFundMe to buy stuff, or he's using his eating disorder for a GoFundMe. It's that's why it maddens me, I think, because if you're starting off by faking leukemia, you obviously are amoral at the very least. Is he sponsored by that hoop? I saw someone else promoting that. Yeah, I think it's quite easy to get a discount code for that kind of thing. Yeah, Tracy, when he was I think he was 14, 13, 14 at the time, he shaved his head, made an Instagram and said that he was battling leukemia. And the kicker is, I think a couple of years prior, his mum had cancer, and we touched upon it in the previous live that I did about him. That he made the account in 2014, so 11 years ago, and he said on his Instagram, the bio said, in a battle with leukemia. And you would think that he would be sympathetic to the way, his mum went through cancer and things like that. But no, he just completely lied about it. And I assume, being that young, he wanted to get some attention. And it just seems like that he's been wanting to get attention from the world for the past like 10 years or so. And it just does my head in. He's never had a job. This is basically all he's done since, he was able to maybe look for work. He's just been grifting on TikTok and other sorts of places, doing like a dozen GoFundMe's. So he looks very young. He's 25. He's 25. And he's been going to the gym. I don't know how many times he's gone to the gym.
So I want you to go until you can't. That'll be it. So I want you to go until you physically cannot move this way anymore.
Okay.
Like you are beyond cooks. There's no more.
There's no more. 23,
Keep going.
24,
Come on.
25,
No one's gonna help you. You gotta do it.
Hello, not your
26,
average lady. Welcome in. Good to see you.
27.
One thing that's wrong with this already is that the trainer is not telling him to stop locking his legs. Um, when you're doing the leg press, you need to make sure that you don't straighten your leg out all the way. You need to make sure that you have a bit of give so that your kneecaps don't lock, because that can be very dangerous. So, hello, love. Welcome in. Good to see you. So the fact that he's just standing like the trainer is bored, and the trainer doesn't care because he's probably seeing this guy and he's thinking he's not going to come back after a while. So if Taylor really wanted to have a good go at losing weight, he would find a trainer that is specifically trained to help super morbidly obese people. There are a lot of people out there who do specialize in that, and because we all know when it comes to exercise that it's not a one size fits all thing. And in my experience with personal trainers, I found that they tend to just lump you in all in the same basket. So somebody that is a 35-year-old woman will get given the same workout regime as a 50-year-old man. And it doesn't work like that. You need to make all of these workout plans bespoke. So if he has any chance of losing weight via gym going, he should have somebody who is at the very least knowledgeable about working with people who are over 500 pounds, in my opinion.
You want everything you have. Do not stop.
28, 33,
Do not stop.
34,
It's making me cringe, the legs
35.
locking.
Stop counting. Just keep pushing. The numbers don't matter. Keep pushing. 5 more. Give me 5 more. Quit. 3, 2, 1. Now, do you want to quit?
No,
Keep going.
I want to stand longer.
Keep going.
Look, I understand if you look at this like this is the first thing you've seen. It does seem like I'm taking the piss out of him because he's losing weight. When in actual fact, I'm taking the piss out of him because he's done this several times over for the past 10 years, and only a very small number of people see this for what it is. he's just grifting and just doing the bare minimum. He's not positioned properly, no. He needs to be this here needs to be forward a bit more, so he's more he need see again, this is where the info of working with somebody who is very large would come in handy. He needs to be able to sit up in a position where his belly isn't too in the way. And the fact that he's 5'2" as well makes it more difficult. But what you would need to do in this case for him is probably limit the range of motion in the legs just a bit. If you limit the range of motion in the legs just a little bit, that's going to be a lot easier on his knees. Um, my first trainer was fresh out of college. My knee popped while doing a split squat, and he was like, "What was that? Did you hit that?" Not used to mature folks. Oh no, that's exactly why you've got to make sure that um, you pay attention to your client and their needs and wants and their demographic, basically. You find it a lot more in like low end gyms where the personal trainers don't really look at you as a unique person. They just look at you and see like a certain demographic that will just be given bits of exercise, you know. But for me, I think this is a very strange position. It's almost as if he's like laid back flat. He's like at a hundred and what would you say this is? 120-degree angle, something like that. I feel like this could be up a bit more, and this could be positioned a little bit closer. I guess the issue is that his legs don't like go inward like that. They bow outwards. And apparently this is his bow-leggedness has been something that he's always had issue with as a child, but they were never corrected. So that makes it increasingly difficult too.
I want to walk again. I want to be mobile.
Prove it.
5 more.
2 more.
3,
Last one.
4.
Okay. Now switch.
Yeah, I think so, Iona. If he was doing the incline leg press, I think maybe the incline leg press would have been easier. But the thing is, would he have been able to get up again? Um, but this is the normal leg press machine. So I feel like I think there would be a bit more. There should be a bit more maneuvering here. I don't know.
And he's gonna be your brain.
And I'm not sure if like if doing like 70 reps of the leg press is going to be that great. It seems very odd. Anyway, this is him trying to get
Getting
on the
on a
treadmill.
treadmill at the gym.
That's what I said.
It's just hard because my hands are sweaty.
I'm good.
Yeah, exactly, Ayana.
You got? Would you be okay to take your hoodie off and like, or do you have anything?
Just right now. Ready? Step.
Just step.
Step and pull. Hang on for me. There you go.
The thing is, he's struggling to get on this treadmill, but he's been exercising for 3 months now, 4 months even. So if he's been exercising for 4 months and still has no mobility in his legs, then the exercises that he's doing at home aren't working because all he's doing is shifting his weight from side to side on the infinity hoop, and that's it. So maybe he needs to start doing better exercises at home or go to the gym more. Yeah, it's very performative, I think. Very performative.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here, go slow.
So again, with the position of his legs, His hands are sweaty, yeah. Knees weak, arms are heavy. So as you can see here, his legs bow outwards. So maybe that's why they couldn't get a great position on the leg press. And also with him being at such a large weight, doing the incline leg press, he's like, it will be like, I've fallen and I can't get up. So it is very difficult at this size um, to actually get stuff done. But again, like I say, if this personal trainer uh, was adept at working with people in like the bariatric kind of way, you would find alternative exercises, because just jumping on the treadmill and doing the leg press doesn't seem like a great benefit to Taylor. You would do you would do better exercise. I think there are better exercises you can do at this size that don't involve the treadmill and that don't involve using machines. Because also with machines, they have a weight limit too. So he'd probably be better off in water. Yeah, water would be a lot better on his legs, for sure. Um, like he went to Florida a while back and he was in a pool there. But the thing is, when he put on that 18 pounds, whatever it was, he said he was in the pool for 5 hours at a time. I don't think that was swimming. I think he was just kind of doing a quirky love Rosie and just bobbing up and down. So his idea of how to lose weight is not very he doesn't have much knowledge, I would say. So if he genuinely wants to lose weight, he's not armed with enough knowledge to actually get to the point where he can say honestly that he's lost 1 to 200 pounds. And also, I think the trainer doesn't want to be seen on camera. The trainer's wearing a hoodie. He's hid behind the treadmill. He's like, please don't show me here, please. Thank you so much. Walking in the shallow end, yeah. It would be so much easier on his legs.
I'm doing it. Just scared about my heart rate, but
Not heart rate control.
His hands are sweaty and he's scared about his heart rate. Okay. Yeah, his legs look so painful, don't they? And I've seen pictures of his legs up close. They're black and purple. Not healthy looking legs at all. Less talk, more action. Right, Tracy?
Why you do that?
Because that's the thing. If he's able to talk normally, he's not getting enough exercise. If you wanna class this as moderate exercise, you've got to be you've got to not be able to talk in complete sentences.
More control you have over your breathing, better your cardio will be.
okay, okay. We did a minute.
So he did 1 minute of walking. A couple of months ago, he was able to do 3 minutes. So I guess he's regressing. Um, yeah. Um,
Have mercy on my
so here we are. He's doing um, dumbbell raises. See, this looks more like the stuff he should be doing. See what I mean about his legs? Really, his legs are in terrible condition. So that's Reed at the gym.
Months ago, and this is me now. This was
So
me 3 months ago, and this is me now. 80.
I don't really see any difference. Again, I feel like such a shit talking about somebody else's weight loss journey like this. But he is a twat. That's all you need to know. The twat. So, you know, that makes me feel less bad. I think it's because I've been gaslit because I did comment on one of his Instagram videos. I know I shouldn't have done it. Um, and I said that you should do a full body shot of you on the weighing scale. And then lots of people unloaded on me saying that I was weird, I was jealous of his follower count, this, that, and the other. And I deleted the comment and it's like, I really can't be bothered. I can't be bothered anymore. Um, but I've been posting some stuff about him on Twitter, and there are people that have like seen him for who he is. So I guess that's something. Changing the world one person at a time. If anything, he looks more round. Yeah, because like the big indicator would be he would have lost a fair bit more in his arms, but his arms look exactly the same.
Pounds down in 3 months. The changes have been absolutely crazy for me. But let me show y'all how I lost 80 pounds in 3 months.
Show us.
This right here, this infinity hoop,
This is how he's lost 80 pounds in 3 months.
is how I've
Doing
lost
the
80
hula.
pounds in 3 months. This thing has absolutely transformed my life. It's a fun way to work out. You get into it, you turn on your favorite songs, you get to go and use it for 30 minutes. And using this thing for 30 minutes is like running or jogging for 2 miles. I'm telling
I'm not sure if I believe that. Using the infinity hoop for 30 minutes is the equivalent of running 2 miles. Did he say running or walking?
you get to go and use it for 30 minutes. And using this thing for 30 minutes is like running or jogging for 2 miles.
Yeah, he did say running. So you're telling me going like this for 30 minutes is the same as like 3 kilometers? It's not. It's hard with certain personalities like Glitter and Lasers will have a TikTok go viral and all these positive fitness influencers will repost it and defend it without knowing her journey. Yeah, exactly. Um, you can use one of those hoops for like an hour. So then you've jogged 5 miles. Well done, you, Tracy. The thing is, love, he changes his name. That's why I've put it like Taylor Sowers slash Thatdudereed slash Leaky slash Tayonajourney. He's gone through so many names and he's changed his hair a lot, which must make people think that he's different. I had somebody on Twitter say, "Are Tay Sowers and that dude Reed the same person?" I'm like, yes. And I showed them the GoFundMe's. They were like, no, that's Taylor Sowers. I want to know if that dude Reed is the same person. Yes, they are the same person. They look the same. So again, I feel like I'm being gaslit by the rest of the world with this guy. I think that's my issue. I feel like this is, what is it? What's that film where like that guy thinks differently to everyone else? I can't remember. But yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. People are that delusional. People give him money. People send him gifts. He did an Amazon unboxing the other day, I think. Yeah, here we go.
Hey, Reed Squad, so I'm here with another Amazon unboxing, and I want to talk to y'all about what I got today. So first, we have a few notes from some people.
I don't give a fuck about
Hey, Tay, I
that.
hope you like this gift. I'm proud of you. And we got progress, I believe, and put my legs on it when I'm sitting sometimes. which is every Monday, Tuesday, I'll be coming to y'all with some new stuff. So we got this, which is a vibration plate. So obviously right now I can't stand on it, but what I'm gonna do is put my legs on it when I'm sitting sometimes. And I heard that it's really good for lymphatic drainage, for circulation to help with the bottom of my legs. So I'm really interested.
Yeah, people get scammed by celebrities. Vibration plate, lymphatic drainage. What? What are you talking about? This kind of stuff doesn't really work. It just jiggles you. They debunked vibration plates and vibration exercise equipment in like the 70s, didn't they? 70s, 80s, something like that.
Interested to see how this works. Um, let's see. Next up, we got these two hats. We got the Celtics hat and the Rockets hat. The only thing
Yeah, because you need hats for your weight loss journey.
that I didn't know I did, I thought I found a deal on hats, but it was really youth hats. So I'm gonna find somebody of the youth who can take these hats and like them. Next up, we got a
He got gifted hats and he's going to sell them. I can't stand on it, but I put it on my wish list anyway. Yeah.
portable mini printer to where people can send me like stickers, little positive message or something.
Portable mini printer for your weight loss journey. Julia? Yeah, I don't know either.
I can print it out as a sticker or put it on the wall or whatever, and have it like around my room to remind me of you guys, which is really cool.
Have you thought about buying a piece of paper?
Another thing we got, which I am really excited about this, it is a Vizio soundbar speaker system. So it's basically a
What has that got to do with weight loss? A Vizio soundbar system. What purpose does that serve you in your weight loss journey?
surround sound system. And I'm really excited to put that together and be able to use it.
For what? What are you using it for in relation to your weight loss? What does a soundbar do that helps you to lose weight? Am I missing something?
What else do we have? We got a new pair of boxing gloves. Whole new brand new pair of boxing gloves. Absolutely love these, and I love their color too. They're really cool.
I'll let that slide.
So we got this as well. Hold on. So these are on my head, but these are Bose headphones, and they're quiet comfort headphones. I've always heard Bose are some of the best, and I've used them some already, and I love them. Like
Headphones. I guess you can listen to music while you go in hoop-de hoop, I guess. Yeah.
absolutely love these. So Bose headphones, which is really really cool. We got two things of Old Spice spray deodorant, so we can make sure that we smell good.
Oh, Old Spice. Yeah. I bet he still stinks.
What else? What else? What else? We got a thing of Pellegrino waters, because if you've been
Look. Why does he need the soundbar if he's got headphones? Why does he need either of those? Why does he need people to buy him deodorant? Have a shower? Why do people need to buy him water? Water comes out of the tap. If you have a well, water comes out of the well. Why do you need to buy expensive ass sparkling mineral water? You could have sugar-free cordial instead of sodies. I bet he still drinks sodies. This Pellegrino probably gets flushed down the toilet.
watching, you know I love Pellegrino waters.
No need to shower when you've got deodorant. I bet he uses dry shampoo as well. So this is his workout yesterday. And I can see why he can only walk for less than a minute on the treadmill, because I don't think this is doing very much. He's not even squatting properly, he's just bending his back. Oh, not this shit. And that's the thing too. I think you're supposed to use your own momentum to spin that weight round, aren't you? But he just goes, he throws the weight and then he spins it because he can't have enough momentum by just going, a little bit. That's the thing. If he's doing this with his knees, then surely he's able to walk then. If he's able to use this little bike thing. Or am I not seeing something? Or am I being gaslit again? Because if he's able to do, you're supposed to hump the air, yeah. If he's using this bike thing, then he should be able to walk for longer than a minute, right? And if he's lost what he says he's lost, 80 pounds, then he should be able to start walking more. But he can't because his hands are sweaty. So if his hands are sweaty, can't walk, sorry. You can only hump the air for so long, do you know what I mean? And here he is with a walker. He reckons that this was less than 3 years ago. Less than 3 years ago, he wasn't using this walker, and he was working with Diamond Dallas Page in the DDP yoga thing, which he got kicked out of. He's walking into a gym, walker free. So you're telling me that he's able to do this, but not go on the treadmill for a minute. He's able to walk on the ground, get from one side of the gym to t'other, but you put him on a treadmill. That's it. I can't. I'm done. My hands are too sweaty for this. It makes no sense. I'm going to need positive affirmations from you guys because like he was absolutely fine. He was absolutely fine doing this. Look, look. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yep. Okay, good. Yep. Okay, he's walking. He's walking quite fast. He's walking a lot faster than when he was on the treadmill. So why was it so difficult for him to do a minute on the treadmill? But he was walking apace here. So what I'm saying is something doesn't add up. He's a big flipping liar. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because for me, with with varied terrain, when I walk with varied terrain, I need to stop a couple of times. But when I'm on a treadmill, I can go for an hour non-stop. Um, so yeah. Welcome in, Bell Pepper. Good to see you. Yeah, it's great he's doing exercise, but unfortunately he's grifting his weight loss, so that's why I'm criticizing him. Tell me how, Zebs, please. Thank you. Um, so yeah, he's just taking the mick out of his audience, and I guess part of it's like, if people are foolish enough to give him money, then that's their problem. But I feel like this has bigger ramifications because there are people out here doing. He's full of shit. Yeah, exactly. There are people out here doing genuine weight loss journeys, and they don't have 131k followers. I'm not even talking about myself here. I'm talking about so many people I see on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. They have like not even 1% of the following that this guy has got, and they've been wonderfully successful in their weight loss. There's one guy that I follow called Weight Loss Josh. Um, he's lost like 100 pounds, and he's done it, quietly since January, and he's well away. He's been in his local newspaper, so there is that part to it. He's done that, but otherwise you don't really hear about people like him. But someone like this seems to get caught by the algorithm and is able to grift a ton of money out of people and just do it over and over again for a decade. That's what gets me. Yeah, he's lied about having cancer. He's lied about his GoFundMe's. He lied about doing a TLC show with Dr. Now. He ran away to Texas to make people believe that he was doing My £600 Life or a new show with Dr. Now. He lied about getting money for GoFundMe's for DDP. He went to an eating disorder clinic and he purposely wet the bed so that he would get kicked out. Um, there's just so much that people don't know about this guy, and it's the fact that he shapeshifts so much across the years that people just they don't make the connection that Tayonajourney and Thatdudereed are the same person. So yeah, that's uh that's that's what I don't like. And the thing is, he gets quite a lot of views as well, like 27k, 55k, 84k, 48k.
Talk to y'all about the Linktree, which is in my bio. So in my Linktree, if you click on it, you're gonna see a lot of links. But I kind of wanted to come to y'all right quick and let y'all know sort of what they're all about. So the first link is called
To be fair to him, in one of his videos previously, he did say that he would go to the toilet for half an hour and then spend 23 hours in bed. So obviously, all he's going to be able to do is piss the bed.
Sharing my story. It's where I got on YouTube Live
Exactly,
and I
Tracy.
shared
Yeah.
all of my story from when I was younger all the way up until now, back in June. It's got almost, I think, 20,000 views on it, and it's really vital if you want to know my whole story. It's long, but it's vital. Next up is my Discord. My Discord is where I update everybody on everything. New videos, things that are about to happen, my workouts, everything I update on Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, get in the Discord. Then we have my
No.
Amazon wish list. I do Amazon wish list unboxings on Monday. Those are
Should we have a look at his Amazon wish list? See if there's anything new there. He's in Kentucky, y'all. Okay, so men's diamond retro logo snapback hat, $30. Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Now, if you don't know what Ray-Ban Meta glasses are, they are the sunglasses that have a camera installed in the side. Why do you need that for a weight loss journey? $548. Old Spice body wash because he stinks. Champion men's t-shirts. A Blackstone flat top gas griddle. 2-burner propane fueled rear grease management system. Why the flip would you need that? I need to make a YouTube channel and then make a begging list. Yes, I know exactly. He needs a barbecue for his weight loss journey for some reason. Ralph Lauren eau de toilette. Okay. CeraVe healing ointment, microfiber gym towels, a headband, a unisex backpack, um, PS5 face plates, because they're essential for anybody's weight loss journey, $37. Under eye patches, grabber. He probably needs that, to be fair. He needs that for like the hungry fat chick style stuff, doesn't he? So yeah, that's fair. Um, an adjustable dip bar. I I I would not recommend he do that at his weight. Um, doing dips at over £500, you're probably asking for trouble for your shoulders. $70. Camera tripod, workout gloves, barbell squat pad. He uses a pad for squatting, but not for this. $9.99. And that's what a camera tripod as well, because obviously, he needs to film his grifting. I mean, weight loss journey. Um, so yeah, and this isn't including the stuff that people have already bought him. Um, so he deletes the stuff that's been bought already. Um, so yeah, hold on a sec. Let me show you something. Do you want to see my wish list? I don't know if I can be able to put it up. Hello, Just a Loser. Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, I need a one-time notification thing, and I haven't got it. Sorry. I don't have a wish list. Don't worry. Here we go. Diet Bet. Here's his Diet Bet profile. Bet on your health with Taylor. Great news. Taylor just created a diet bet and wants you to join. A diet bet is the best way to supercharge your willpower with friends. So you put in $20 dues. There's 6 people who have put into it, and yeah, so there's $120 in this now. Here we go. So you bet $20, you lose 4% in 4 weeks, and then you split the pot. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Let me just leave something on here.
So, um,
I'll be right back, guys.
I have a lot of people ask me, and before I want to start off by saying, pay no attention to the background noise. I'm in my house, but my uncle is watching TV, so that's the background noise. But a lot of people ask me why, and like why I got started on this journey. Well, I figured it's a lot easier to make it into a YouTube video than a 3-minute TikTok video, because I'm very sure that this is going to take more than 3 minutes. So, I'm going to start off from when I was little. I've always been big. I've always been obese. I I've got, and I'm gonna try to incorporate pictures and videos while I'm doing this. But always like big, like even baby. I have baby pictures up until like now. I've been
Hello.
big, and um, really, I didn't start experiencing like kindergarten through um, I want to say 6th grade. We're gonna start there. I never experienced like major problems due to my weight. I couldn't get around as good as others, and some things had to be changed, but never like anything really like significant, you know. And then I would say my first big change came from switching from middle school to
Welcome in, Ren. Good to
high
see
school.
you.
Because, see, at the time, my elementary school was K through third, and then my middle was, and I'm sorry about the background right there, that's the TV playing. But, anyways, so my middle was fourth through seventh. So, high school was 8th through 12th. Well, going into high school, 8th grade was a big change because the classes were so much farther apart, you know.
Remember in his story that he said prior to this is from 3 years ago. He did a story recently saying that his mum and his grandfather drove 30 minutes in the snow and they couldn't get Reed out of the truck. But 3 years ago, no mention of it, no issue.
And it was some difficult. That's when I could really start noticing like difficulty as far as like breathing went, as far as like when I had to walk farther places, but still with the legs, like there was a problem, but it wasn't that bad. I could still go up and down steps, but it was gonna hurt, you know, but like not bad.
To be fair, his mum should have addressed the bow-leggedness as a child because it seems like that's always been an issue for him. So I don't know why they didn't sort that. Couldn't
Um,
afford it, maybe.
and then let me get this right. Let me get this right. The summer going into ninth grade. I do believe it was the summer going into ninth grade. Um, I um, I got a bug bite, a mosquito bite, and you know, just normal mosquito bites, you know, and I would pick at scabs. Like if I would get scabs, I would pick at them, and then I would put peroxide on them, which is not good. If I can tell you anything from this video that you listen to, do not do that. Well,
Isn't peroxide bleach? He picked at his scabs and put bleach on them. Right.
up, I get cellulitis. Like 2 or 3 days before I went into the hospital, I had fell in my kitchen floor, right? Because that leg was like giving out on me. But um, but we really didn't think anything of it. And then come time to like really, I had to go to the hospital. I could not move my left leg. I was losing a lot of energy. We really didn't know what was going on, so we got me to the hospital, and I had like 103-degree fever. It was not good. It was really not good, and
No.
they were doing all they can with like antibiotics and stuff. But within I think 2 days there, they sent me to a bigger hospital up the road, and at
And did you tell them that you wanted to bleach your scabs? That's probably an integral thing to do when you're talking to a doctor. So, what have you come in instead? I'll bleach my scabs. Well done.
that hospital, I spent 2.5, almost 3 weeks, just trying to figure out
Okay,
what was
no.
going on. You know, like why won't this infection go away? And then, so I was better enough to where I could leave the hospital, but I still had to have like at-home IV antibiotics. So my mom helped me through that. It was a couple other people I can remember that summer. My family actually came to my house for July the 4th because of I couldn't go anywhere. Um, so that's something good I can remember out of that experience. Well, I want to say a couple days after that, I had to go back to that hospital because it was getting worse again. I spent another 2 weeks in the same hospital before it got cleared up, and I still have like really
I think in his recent story, this ended up being cellulitis, right? Um, no mention of this in that video.
bad. Like my legs look really bad from it. Um, which is something I'm very insecure about, but I just have to kind of look over it, you know. And so, anyways, so that's going into ninth grade of, I believe. Now, I want to preface this again by saying
I believe it's going into 9th grade year. It could have been going into 10th. But I'll fix that if it's not. But so then going into ninth
What's
grade
Tracy?
year, I start out homebound. So I'm with the same school, but I'm homebound instead. So I'm still doing the same classes, just all the work at home. Well, I wasn't moving. My leg was still hurting, um, different stuff like that. But I wasn't moving. They were just focused on getting my leg better. Well, really, I think that's when I just lost control as far as eating, and my eating habits have never been good. But as far as like stuff went, I think that's when it really went downhill. Because I can honestly say, ever since that point, as far as like walking goes, like having fun goes, like there's still been times in my life where I've enjoyed it, but before then, I could get around a lot better. And um,
I can't remember whether this is before or after he played football for school. Not sure.
things just really haven't been the same then. But okay, so that part is important in what I think of my life journey kind of, and my why. And so then 11th grade year, halfway through, I switched high schools because a bunch of stuff was going on family wise and things, and that was like a really good change for me. Um, because we lived closer to that high school, like my family had roots in that high school, so that really ended up being good for me. I ended up being really close with like the football team, and it was like I built really close like bonds with teachers that like helped, and it really made like high school enjoyable. So I think I just needed like a change of scenery, as wild as that sounds. And then so I graduate. I go to community college. I'm there for half a semester. Drop out. Okay, so I drop out. That next spring semester after I had graduated, that wasn't doing anything right. So I'm just sitting at
Good
home,
morning, Sansa.
not doing
Welcome in.
nothing. Like
Good to see you.
And then my the fall semester of
It's a whole
2019,
rabbit hole, Sansa,
fall
honestly.
semester 2019, I tried to go to a university that's about an hour and a half away from my home, and so I went there. That didn't work, and then I was trying to do online. Well, then my grandmother got sick, and I just tended to her and got off of school. School was not working. School never really worked.
Why
And
is
I feel
what
like
so
it could have.
soft?
I would have applied myself, but it never really worked.
Rodwin
Well,
Tellep.
the reason that these like from when I graduate until now is important is because I really wasn't doing anything. I wasn't moving. Like I was eating a lot. Like I was binge eating very much without knowing I was binge eating, and that was not good. And then grandma got sick. Grandma passes away. I'm very sad about it. Um, then right after that, uh, Corona hits, and I don't leave the house at all. And that really put me in a funk, I would say.
In his more recent video, he blames himself for his nan and granddad dying because he sees it as karma for him faking leukemia when he was a teenager. Oh, you can't hear him? Hold on. That should be better.
So all of 2020,
Is that better?
I did not leave at all. And then the start of 2021, we figure out that my grandpa has colon cancer. Well, see, at this point, I'm moving, but like I'm not doing anything like really moving. And we were eating out a lot because we had like different appointments to go to, and it was just easier for him, easier for people, and I didn't care to eat out, Excuse me. And he passed away in July of 2021, and once again, still not moving much, eating a lot, So from July of 2021 until the beginning of this year, I had a job. I was doing a local newspaper and doing like sports articles. And even though I was doing that, all the other time I was in like this big depression and like not wanting to leave the house, eating all the time, just laying here. Like I even sat there sometimes and thought, like, is this just what Taylor's going to waste away to? Like, Taylor's just going to lay here. He's going to be the big boy on the couch who everybody has to help him out because he can't move and get his own stuff. Getting up.
Do you know who he reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of Stephen Asante. Do you get that kind of comparison? I don't know. I feel like Stephen Asante is a lot more unhinged, but I feel that Taylor is quite insidious with what he does.
Up and moving from me to the refrigerator to back to get whatever I wanted was like a daunting task. Like, I would get up, and when I was already there, my legs were hurting. I couldn't breathe. Like, I was not good. And, you know, it was nice. I would lay there like, this is what Taylor's going to go to. Taylor's just going to lead himself to an early grave. And it come a time in December to where I can't remember what was happening. But, you know, I would be going back and forth to the car. I would be going places with people or doing different things like that. And I could not breathe when I got in the car at all. At all. And I was like, is this really, like, this is really what I'm going to be? Like, this is it. You're not going to be able to stand up for a job. You're not going to be able to sit up for a job. You're not going to be able to have a steady income. So you're just going to live at home.
No, Zebs, I don't either.
And live off your mother and your uncle. And this is just going to be what it is. Well, then not only did I have that in the back of my mind, but after I got some results back, I figured out that I would have to start being on, if I didn't change my ways and get healthier, I would have to just start taking different medicines, possibly cholesterol medicine, get back on blood pressure meds, even possibly insulin. And I think that was it. I think after I heard that.
So he's type 2 diabetic then? That would suggest, well, I mean, insulin would suggest type 1, but being the size that he is, that would also suggest type 2 being helped with by insulin. Okay. So possible undiagnosed or possibly out of control type 2 diabetes. I don't think he's ever mentioned that since.
I was done. And I was ready for a change. And that's just when it switched. And I posted my, like I said, sorry about that. Like I said, there is going to be some videos like in the background or something that I'm going to try to post, but I posted my first video on TikTok, and it was of me showing my front profile and my side profile.
Nice.
You know, so I post.
Unfortunately, I can't get that video because his previous TikTok account was banned for being a grifting bastard.
Post that first video,
and they don't ban 400k TikTok accounts.
I just did it because the people that I had on there, and plus doing it for me, I was like, that was like a way of, like, if I fell off, they could be like, get your butt up and do it, or I could look at it and be like, get your butt up and do it. And you know, I just kept posting videos, and I got comfortable with doing workouts, and my water I love my water. I just started posting, and you know, I've made such a great family on there. I've talked to people local to me.
Reed Squad
have my back, and you know, this is kind of my why. This is it. Like, you ever look at yourself? Like, I'm looking at myself now, and it's been a couple times that I looked at myself during this video, and like, you really think to yourself, like, and I've thought it a couple times, like, while this past month and a half is going on, like, this is it. Like, I can't mess this time up. Like, there's gonna be bumps in the road. There's gonna be times that I feel like,
spoiler alert, this video was 3 years ago,
like, just laying down, but I can't. Like, this is finding Taylor's will to live. And I tell people all the time, and I don't know if they really believe me, but once I get down to a comfortable weight, which to me may not be what others is at this moment, and I still won't be comfortable, I'm never going to quit working until I see myself as a fit, healthy human being. And I've got...
That's a dangerous way to think of it. Talking in third person, yeah.
Weight in mind for that, and it's not 350 right now. On my thing it says that my goal weight is 350. It is. That's a first one, but like ideally, I have in my mind what I want it to be, and like I'm meeting everybody, and I've made such great friendships, um, just close people, like through all this, and I'm meeting every single one of them. I can't think of all the states at once, but I know I'm going to Arkansas. I know I'm going to Texas, Michigan, California,
He
Oklahoma,
goes to Texas, all right.
Kentucky. I know there's more.
He goes to Texas to say he's meeting Dr. Now, but Dr. Now's like, I've never heard of you. Who are you? That can mean whoever you are.
I know there's more. I just can't think of them right off. Heck, I'd like to visit all 50.
I'm going to put you on a 1,500 calorie diet for 3 months, and you come back and lose 100 pounds.
But I have to focus on me and really focusing on my health, and then I'm finally gonna be able to live life. Because can I say I've lived life? No, no. But I will, and I can't wait for me to see it. I can't wait for y'all. Like if you're on this journey with me, I can't wait for you to be able to do it. I can't wait for you to that all of you who have been here for me to see me do it, because y'all have talked to me about actually like being able to get out and do stuff eventually.
Read Squad.
Like I'm not gonna keep rambling on, but this is my why. This is Taylor wanting to find health, be healthy, be a healthy Taylor, be a.
Have you found health yet, Taylor, in the third person? No, right, Zebs.
Wanting to go out, Taylor, be a cousin. Hannah calls me at 8 o'clock. Hey, we're going bowling. Or
Oh no, this is not the only video he's done, Taylor.
hey, we're going somewhere. Or mom says let's go here. Or anybody says let's go here. I'm out. Let's go. It's not well. I don't. It's no. I want to live life, and I'm slowly but surely. I feel like I'm gonna get there, and I just want to make this video and
there's more videos, Taylor, don't worry.
let y'all know that this is my why. And
this is my why.
Don't know if you've watched this long, but if you have, thank you. You all mean a lot to me, whether you know it or not, and y'all are great. So y'all keep pushing, and y'all are awesome.
Thank you so much, Tay. I appreciate that. Let me see. Oh my god, that's me, look. Guys, do you guys like comedy? Guys, do you like comedy? You do like comedy, yeah?
So yeah, I'm gonna try and be funny this video. So I decided to this stop talking about how you always see these posts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those like girls saying I love you babe and guys saying I love you
Yeah,
boo
it's got a
boo.
lot of accounts.
All that shit. Think about it. These people say this stuff, I guarantee you 5 days later they broke up. Like boo boo, what happened? I don't know.
Dunno.
They all on Facebook like, you a dick, you a jerk, you need to get a life.
Yeah.
And I'm just cracking up because I'm like, you just dated like a boyfriend like a week ago,
Yeah.
and now you dating another guy, you
Yeah.
whore.
Yeah. Oh?
And then, other thing is, let's say they do stay together. Say, stay together for about a month, 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Statistics show that 14, 15-year-olds, they stay together about a month, 2 months.
Alright.
They get pregnant. Now, boo boo,
Really?
what you gonna do when you have a baby? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no job.
No.
You ain't gonna get no job.
No.
I mean, you come in there, you going to Chick-fil-A with a baby on your hip. You think they're gonna hire you? No. They're gonna be like, girl, take your baby somewhere. Go to Taco Bell, go to Burger King. I don't care where you go. Just go somewhere. And then you go all these job places, and you're like, well, baby daddy, you're gonna have to help me, cause I can't find no work, and I gotta take care of this baby.
Yeah.
Man, baby daddy leave you.
Oh.
Baby daddy leave you. You're all alone. You're like, Mom, I need help. Your mama don't give a shit. So, you're stuck in. So, just stop boo-booing and babying, because shit ain't gonna work out. I mean, what, you 11 through 15, it ain't gonna work out. I mean, you like, oh, I'm 15, we gonna get married, 19, have sex, and baby, we're gonna have a good life together. Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Sorry,
You
what was
ain't
that
gonna do
word?
nothing
Sorry?
work out. I mean, what, you 11 through 15, it ain't gonna work out. I mean, you like, oh, I'm 15, we gonna get married, 19, have sex, and baby, we're gonna have a good life together. Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah. Now, we'll understand, he's young at this point. This is from 12 years ago. None of us are perfect. None of us are, we're young, we're stupid. And we're not going to be using words like that anymore. And there's just kind of like, oh, 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 oh. Um, you know, uh, he's 25 now. Oh, um, this song came out less than a year ago, by the way, so this is recent. He actually deleted this TikTok, and I can't think why. If you're going to say things like that, own it with your whole chest, Mr. Reed. But yeah, that's Taylor's that's his comedy. Reed Squad. Reed Squad. Reed Squad. So yeah. You can kind of dismiss it 12 years ago because he was a child. A stupid child who faked cancer, but a child nonetheless. Yeah, unfortunately, he still finds the time to have that word. But yeah, he did delete that video, so yeah. This is his this is his most recent channel, Reed's Journey. This was a video that he posted, a stream that he posted 2 months ago. So if you were here for the first stream we did about Reed, you will have seen this before. But if we've gone from 3 years ago to now, then we shall have a listen to what old Reedy boy has to say.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Thank y'all for tapping too. I appreciate y'all.
Tap that screen.
Okay.
He's live on TikTok.
So we have this here.
At this point.
Okay.
I think he's just got up because the back of his head looks like it's pillowed.
Okay, now I gotta cover y'all up because I'm gonna let y'all keep the comments on, unless there's a way. No, there's not. Yeah, let me cover y'all up.
He doesn't want to see what people say because that will just distract him from saying the N-word and such.
Let me cover y'all up right quick.
Oh, he also he also faked a story about his brother essaying him as well. So Taylor is not a nice person. He will lie to the very end. And this is probably why none of his family want anything to do with him. He will mention in this live stream that he loves his family and all that stuff, but he doesn't see his brother, he doesn't see his mother, he doesn't see his dad. And he's been saying recently that he lives with a sister, but this was 2 months ago. I don't think he mentions a sister. He does need complete focus on his story. You're right there, Zebs. No, Ayana, it's a shame, isn't it?
Everybody over here.
He's out of breath.
I might have to show YouTube out again.
He's got that Tammy Slayton's lost that forehead, but he's found it, which is absolutely wonderful for him. Tammy Slayton looks fabulous, by the way.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So there's that. Here's this. Okay, hold on. Let me share YouTube out one more time. Share. Share. Copy link.
Here.
Okay, we're back. We're back here. We're good over here. I apologize to both sides that I'm about to tell it and being raw and uncut and just not caring. You know, like my skeletons, the good stuff, the bad stuff, everything that makes me me is why I'm here to tell y'all my story today. For anybody who doesn't know, who might be new here, I am 41 days consistent today in my journey.
41 days consistent in his weight loss journey, 10 years consistent in being an absolute bullshit artist. You can't beat that record.
Today, okay, hold on, let's start that over. Y'all need to have my full undivided attention, and I'm sorry, Chanel the dog took that away. So, I'm 41 days consistent today in my journey. And for those who don't know, I've been trying to lose weight all my life. Literally all my life. Since I was 3-4 years old, I remember being big. And I'm like, I've dealt with that my whole life of being big. Like when they...
That doesn't correlate with his story from 3 years ago. He said that it was more like 6 or 7 years old. So now we've gone back a little bit to being 4 years old and being fat. Whereas 3 years ago, he was about 6 or 7 and he was fat.
They think of me, they think of big. Another thing I want to tell you. I know some socials you find me as Reed. Some socials you call me as Tay. Reed is my middle name. Tay is my first name. It's not hard to figure out, but people seem to think that I try to hide who I am and do whatever. Like I said, this is that story. This is me coming clean.
Why would you need to change your name for your multiple weight loss journeys if you're not a grifter? Just saying. Question? Yes, Sebs. What is your question?
And letting y'all know everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have pictures that I'm going to show y'all along the way as well. But just to give y'all some context about me, I'm 25 years old. Like I said, I've been big all my life. And I'm just trying to find a way in life that I cannot be big anymore. And I'm coming up on a time in my life.
Yeah, that's right. He said he didn't struggle until he was older than 4 years old. It was like 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Yeah, Bell Pepper is very unhinged. This guy is a pathological liar, I would say.
My life, I'm 25 years old, halfway to 50, and sort of in a way halfway to 30. I don't have that much longer to figure this out. Like, this is it. I always like, and you know, you kind of tell yourself every time you start a journey, like, this is it. But the amount of times that I've been bedridden or almost bedridden, I've always been able to get up and pretty much go to the bathroom. But other than that, there's been times where I didn't do anything else in the day. I would get up, go to the bathroom for 15, 30 minutes, boom, right back in bed for the next 23 hours and 30 minutes.
That's the alarming thing. So you're going to the toilet for 15 to 30 minutes, and then the other 23 hours, 30 minutes, you're just in bed. Do you only pee once for 20 minutes and then poo for 10 minutes? Is that how this is working? Because you're going to need to wee multiple times a day. Halfway to 30, yeah. He's 25. It's like Amber doesn't care who gets hurt as long as the story's interesting. Exactly, Ayana. One of those kind of people, yeah.
So, people say, you got this amount of time. To me, if I don't buckle up and fix what I have to fix now, I won't be here on this earth at 30 years old due to my weight.
To be fair, he has lost some weight. He's lost, if we're going by the scale yesterday at the gym, he started off at 567 and the gym said 511, which is a lot more than the 486 that he claims, but it's still a fair amount less than 567. So he is losing some weight, but he's lying by about 30 pounds or so.
And so I look at this as we're 41 days in.
Exactly,
I've proven to myself I can go 30 days. So there's literally no excuse now. I've went from barely being able to stand to now I can stand for 5 minutes. I can walk in place for a minute. So we've made great accomplishments so far, but none of what we're destined to accomplish, right? And
So 2 months ago, he was able to walk in place for a minute, but he couldn't do that on the treadmill 2 months later. Great progress, awesome progress.
so this is my story today in me telling you, this is Tay, this is Reed, whoever you want it to be,
Leaky.
and this is me. And I'm going to go
He called himself Leaky briefly, and I really don't want to know why he called himself Leaky. Leaky poo-poo? Leaky pee-pee? I don't know.
from the beginning, and we're going to go to right now. We may be here 30 minutes, we may be here an hour. I'm going to try not to be here past an hour 30, but whoever does stay, I appreciate you, and this will be uploaded onto YouTube permanently if you cannot stay the whole time.
But he could walk into the gym.
So, let's get it started. When I was younger,
Well, I believe there are some pictures somewhere of his room. I'll try and find them for next time, but yeah, it looked awful. It looked awful.
I remember the first time that I was big.
Leaky
Literally
skin.
the first time in my life that I was big. And that was at 4 years old. There was an ice storm outside, and I had to go to daycare.
4 years old? Wrong. 3 years ago, you said you were 8 years old.
And there was ice outside, right? And usually, mother, whoever would pick the kid up, take it to the vehicle. My mom couldn't. I was too big. And so me and her talking like, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? Like, you got to get to the truck to go to daycare. I was like, I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. And so
his mum couldn't lift him up at 4 years old, and his mum said to Reed, "What are we going to do?" And Reed looks up at his mum and goes, "I don't know, Mama." And yeah, his mum's like, "Well, I think we're in quite the pickle."
we got to the truck. It took me about 20 minutes to get to the truck and get in, and then barely all three of us could fit in. It was my grandpa, me, and my mom. We could barely all fit in there, and I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. And we get there in the
He said this at 4 years old. And also, how small is this truck that 2 adult humans and a large child couldn't fit in together? He would have to be a massive 4-year-old to not fit in with his mum and his grandfather. And then him having the sentience at 4 years old to go, "Well, this ain't right."
ice storm. Took us probably an hour to get out the door and get there, and it was 3 to 5 minutes away. We get there, they're closed. So I'm like, dang it, man, I just did all this, and now we got to go back. Well, we went back. Took us another hour and 30 to get in because my mom couldn't carry me. My grandpa couldn't carry me. I was not the regular 3-4-year-old kid. Like, I wasn't. And so I had to get my way back in. But that's the first time I remember sitting there and being like, I'm big. Like, if my mom can't carry me.
If this was true, he would have mentioned this 3 years ago, would he not? Or is this something that he forgot 3 years ago and remembers now?
Then something's wrong. Like, something isn't good. And so that was the first time in my mind I thought, I'm overweight. Obviously, I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know what was happening, but I knew something was wrong. So this is a picture of.
So you didn't know what was happening, but you knew something was happening. Okay.
Of me as a baby. I don't know how old, but I know I was a baby. That's me.
So this was him as a baby, maybe like 3 years old. He does not look that big to me. He doesn't look like the size of a child that could barely fit into a truck with 2 adults. Like, how big would you have to be at 4 years old to not be able to be carried? Like, obviously his mum could be weak, his grandpa could be weak. So, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that he would be so big that he couldn't fit into a truck with 2 adults.
I was chunky already. Chunky already as a baby. So it's like, you kind of feel like you have an unfair advantage, but we'll get to that. And then this is me.
An unfair advantage for what? Buffets?
Graduating daycare, as you can see. And then you start to kind of understand at 5-6 years old, like, my Dad wasn't around as much. He was still in my life, but he wasn't around as much. And I also want to preface this with, I have no issues with any member of my family. I love all of them. I have went through all the emotions of, that's why when I say I'm ready to tell y'all this story, I'm ready to tell y'all this story. I have no problems with any of my family members.
His dad thinks that the rest of the family are scammers, like Tay is, so make of that what you will.
Whatever happened to me, yes, it may have been a rough time from 0 to 18, but once I turned 18, it was time for me to figure it out. So there's no use in sitting and being mad at family members when that's in the past, right? So, anyways, you know, I started to realize, like, okay, like, it's kind of just mom. It's me, mom, and my brother. Brother was 4 years older than me. And it was kind of just us hanging out. We had our own house. Like, everything was going pretty good. And
I looked into Tay's brother a bit. His brother has a drag persona. So I think that they're still male, but they do drag.
I will never forget that moment of being big at 4 years old, ever. That's the first time that my mom told me, you're not like the rest of the kids your age, right? Well, then I move on, you know, you get to like 6, 7 years old. You're going to doctors, you're doing stuff like that. And I remember every time I went to the doctor, whether I went for a stuffy nose, whether I went for an earache, whatever I went to the doctor for, it was always my weight. Always my weight.
Dog in the background was like, bullshit.
There's my dog. Her name's Chanel. Excuse her. But, and I was like, at 6, 7, I'm like, what's wrong with me? And I asked my mom that one time. I'm like, what's wrong with me? You know, like, what did I do that it's this bad that the doctor, that's all they say. Stuffy nose, you're overweight. You know, like, whatever. I'm like, why me? You know, and that caused me to stop going. I quit going to the doctor at like 8, 9 years old, somewhere right in between there, 7, 8, 9 years old. I just stopped going to the doctor for like 5, 6 years. I remember being.
So your mum was like, all right, well, I guess you're right, young man. You don't need to see the doctor. So he decided he doesn't want to see the doctor, and his mum was just like, yeah, all right then. I don't see the point really myself. So yeah, you can just stay at home, do what you want, eat all this cake.
Like, and if I did go, it was maybe once a year. Maybe. And that's not good. As a kid, you should probably be going to the doctor pretty regularly, right? But I wasn't. I wasn't because I didn't want to hear it, right? You're the big kid. I already hear it at school. You're the big kid. You're, you know, like, oh, this is because of your weight. It felt like so early on.
Yeah, so he's saying that under the age of 18, even though he loves his family very much, he's saying that it was actually his family's fault that he got to this size, and the doctors were badgering his family and him to lose weight, but he didn't want to do that. And then once he was 18, it became his problem.
I was told,
Exactly,
you're big.
Jobs.
And that's it. That's all I was. I wasn't Tay. I wasn't Reed. I wasn't special. I wasn't nice. I wasn't cool. I was big. That's all I knew about myself. Right? And so, stop going to the doctor as a kid, which definitely shouldn't have happened. Then, you get to like 8 or 9, and here's some more pictures of me as a kid, just so y'all can understand the, you know, I was a big kid. Here's one with a little action figure. Little action figure. I was, you know.
He's big there.
Here's me with my family. I'll try not to show them as much, but there's me. I got like a stank look on my face because I'm like, it's hot. Why are we even here? Like, why are we here? It's hot out here. And you know, it's just it was. There's me, right? Once again, smaller. I don't even know how old I am here, but that's me as a kid, right?
Now that is Big Bubba. That is Big Bubba Sawyer right there. Big boy.
That's me as a kid. And so when you look at me now, you're like, okay, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. So I never felt like I had that fair advantage. Well, then you get to 8, 9.
I thought you said earlier you had an unfair advantage. So why did the advantage go? See, his story's not making sense because he doesn't know how to tell his own story, which is very strange because I think that he's told so many lies over the years that he actually doesn't know himself what stories are true and what stories are patently false. So his stories are like he's what they call the unreliable narrator, right? I don't know if you've ever can't remember what it's called, but it's by Katsuo Ichiguro. I think it's called The Remains of the Day, and there's an unreliable narrator in that, and the stories are all over the place. And this is kind of what it reminds me of. He can't tell his own story because he's told so many lies that he doesn't know what's true and what isn't.
9 years old in 2008, when I was 8 years old, my mom figured out she had breast cancer. Huge hit. Huge hit. I didn't even understand really what was going on. Right? I didn't understand what was going on. I just knew that, like.
So 8 years old. I'm sorry to keep pausing this, but he's saying a lot and I've got a lot to say, so I apologize. So he didn't know what was going on with cancer at age 8, but he knew enough to realize that he was extremely fat at 4 years old.
My mom was sick. She was getting sick a lot. She had to quit going to work. She had to quit doing all these things. I'm like, dang, like, and they're like, mom has to go in to do surgery, and she has to do chemo, and she has to do radiation, and mom's not herself sometimes, and it's like, I was just confused. I'm an 8-year-old who's going with my mom to all these different appointments, and I really don't understand what's going on. But we went with it. Eventually, I think it was almost 8 months to a year later, my mom was good. She didn't have cancer anymore. She had to do her, her regular checkups, but she was okay. And that's where it was like, okay, we might be okay. We still lived in our house. Mom was doing better. Mom was trying to find work. I was going through school. I was getting 10, 11, 12 years old. And, I was thinking, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be good. Then comes, my mom was never able to recover financially, really, after having cancer. So she wasn't able to keep the house and have 2 kids and, do all that. So we had to move out, and we moved into my grandparents'
Note that he says 2 kids. And on TikTok Lives, somebody has been coming into his chat saying that she is his sister. He doesn't have a sister. He only has a brother.
house with them, my grandma, my grandpa. And when she sold the house, I'm thinking as a kid, I'm like, ooh, like, we can do, like, oh, we're selling the house, like, we're gonna get so much money, like, this is gonna be awesome, like, we're changing our lives here because we had struggled. I'm like, man, this is gonna be so much fun. Well, then you realize, well, when you when you are kind of, getting rid of it because you can't pay for it anymore, you're not gonna get that much back. And so I didn't realize that as a kid, though. So I'm thinking here, and we're still struggling, and I'm like, well, what's going on, right? Like, I didn't understand it. But we sold the house. House we grew up in, no longer. And that kind of really hit me, because I was like, dang it, man, like, I love this house. And here's some memories. One thing that we did that we did the last few years that I lived in the house is I got involved in sports. I played football, I played basketball, I tried to go play baseball, wasn't really my thing, but a whole year I played sports. And then here's some pictures, right? Like I was trying to lose the weight. I was in 6th, 7th grade, probably 350. It had to be close, like 330, 350, 370, somewhere in that range.
So he was saying at like 12 years old, he was 350 pounds, and he's only 5'2" as a fully fledged adult. So he's saying that he was playing basketball and football as a 350-pound kid who was probably under 5 feet tall. Bullshit.
I was overweight, and it wasn't good. And here, once again, here's some pictures.
There we go. He doesn't look 350 there, but looks can be deceiving.
Me in my football uniform. Like, I was overweight, and we were just trying to figure out ways, like what can I do to, like, here's me in 7th grade. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was either a 3 or a 4XL shirt in 7th grade. 3 or 4XL shirt. And so, you're going through school, and you're kind of understanding, like, okay, right? Like, I went through 6th grade. 6th grade was a great year. 7th grade, nah. Because I played football, basketball. I was, like, involved with all the kids. Like, I was doing my thing. And then 7th grade, we had family issues, and I wasn't able to get there as much. So we kind of faded off. And I started gaining more weight. And I remember, and this is what's crazy. I have, hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. I have times as a kid in like 6th, 7th grade, right? To where I would be in my living room, just chilling in my living room, and I would have a 2-liter of Coke just with me, with like peanut butter, jelly, the containers of peanut butter, jelly, and bread. And I'm just making my PB&J sandwiches. Sometimes I'm just eating jelly out of the jar. Sometimes I'm just, you know, like eating the peanut butter. Or we would get like a gallon of ice cream, and I'd sneak it at night, and it'd be like half a gallon left, and I would just down it. And I never really thought of it in that time of being like, oh, this isn't normal. But then obviously when you go back and look at it now, it's like, you know, this doesn't make sense.
So I understand his mum had cancer, but there was nobody around to take care of him then at this age, and they kind of just left him with PB&J and bread and a 2-liter of Coke and say, right, I'm off. See you in 8 hours.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And I think back to these times of remembering when I was my biggest, or when I was struggling,
Seems
or
like
with
he was
whatever was
neglected,
happening.
like
And it's
someone
like,
said earlier.
you know what? It kind of does make sense.
Crazy.
It kind of does make sense. And so, you know, moving with that, I was struggling because we sold the house. We moved in with my grandparents, and we're trying to decide, because I could have split between 2 different school districts. I could have went to this one, or I could have went over to this one, and I stayed with the one I was currently at. But at the one I was currently at, high school started in 8th grade. And I was like, okay, you know, let's figure this out. And I was in 8th grade, and everything went good. Everything went really, you know, good. I struggled because it was a lot bigger building, but it was okay because, like, I was in high school, you know. I got bullied a lot, but I've always been bullied. Bullying doesn't really affect me, because when you get bullied your whole life, you kind of just accept it as, you know, it is what it is.
We looked at a previous stream, and we looked at previous videos from the same account that did the comedy quotation marks videos, and he said that he tried to take his own life twice. And in this video, he's saying that bullying did not affect him because he was bullied his whole life. He does love talking, Sansa. You are right there. He does talk a lot. And I think it's to kind of, he talks so much that it's to just to get all the information he has in his head out in one go. And it doesn't really matter if it makes sense. It's just there. And then people can disseminate it and make their own judgment. But feel sorry for him. That's the main thing. The main thing that's coming out of this for me.
Right? Well, I get to 9th grade. I didn't even get to 9th grade, first of all. The summer after 8th grade, I had went to the dentist and came home, and I started feeling a little sick. I got a root canal. I'm like, dang, did I get a bad root canal? Like, what happened? Well, I had gotten a mosquito bite, and I had picked at it over and over and over and over and over again. Put peroxide on it. Well, if anybody doesn't know, that's not the thing that you do. Because I started feeling sick when I came home from the dentist, and then I'm sitting there like, you know, what's going on? I didn't feel good one day. The next day, I really wasn't feeling that good, and I had got up that night to go to the kitchen to get me something to drink and probably something to eat. I'm not gonna lie, probably something to eat. It was like midnight, and all of a sudden, my left leg just gave out on me. Just gave out on me. I fell in the middle of the floor. Mind you, by this time I'm 400 plus, probably like 400, 410 at going into 9th grade, and I was struggling because I'm
Dog again. Bullshit.
like, you know, what's going on? This is what I looked like during the summer after 8th grade, going into 9th grade, right? I was teetering right at that like high 300s, low 400s range. And it's so crazy because this picture right here was about 3 or 4 days before everything with my legs started happening. But I wasn't, you know, I fell in the kitchen, lost all strength in my left leg. I was able to, you know, figure it out, get back up and get back to the bed. Well, that next day I felt horrible. I was hot. I didn't feel like getting out of bed. My leg kept being numb, and I'm like, what's going on? You know, like, but I kept my legs covered, and I just stayed in bed all day. So I'm like, you know, if something's going on, I just want it to be over with. We'll figure it out. It'll be over soon, right? And I got up to get, like, I was getting up, and my mom, all I would eat is applesauce and water. That's it. For the whole day, applesauce and water. Obviously, as a big guy, big kid, not normal. Not normal at all. And I remember my mom seeing my leg and like gasping. And when I tell you, it probably took me It probably took me 30 minutes just to get out to my car, just because I had to like scoot there and be helped by my mom and my uncle and my grandpa.
So he managed to help himself up when he fell in the kitchen, but he couldn't help himself up to get out of bed. He needed 3 people to help him.
Right? I really had no mobility in my left leg. And I'm freaking out because I'm hot. I don't understand what's going on.
But he had the mobility as a 400-pound teenager to work his way up from the kitchen floor on one leg back to his bed.
And ended up in the hospital. When I got to the hospital, no exaggeration, they told me I had like 104-degree fever. They told me if I would have waited another day, I might not would have made it. No exaggeration. So
No
I'm sitting here like,
none.
what's, like I'm 14. I don't know what's going on. I'm just scared because I have this infection, and I'm like,
He doesn't know what's going on as a 14-year-old, but when he was 4, he knew enough that he was very fat.
I don't know what to think, right? I'm thinking, okay, I'll go into the hospital and I'll be okay. Well, I got moved. I got moved from one hospital to the next, a bigger one, a better one, because the hospital I was at couldn't fix me. That's when I was like, what's going on? Like, this isn't good. I ended up that summer, I'm not gonna drag that out, but I ended up that summer, I was in the hospital the whole summer. There's been a picture of a pageant lady at that time. I can't remember who she was, but that was me. And that was me too. This was towards the end of the summer. You can see I lost weight in the hospital. They said I got down to like 380 when I was in the hospital. And so
he said he was 4'10" at the time of this mosquito bite incident, and he only lost 30 pounds. Go back, how far?
couldn't fix me. That's when I was like, what's going on? Like, this isn't good. I ended up that summer, I'm not gonna drag that out, but I ended up that summer, I was in the hospital the whole summer.
Or this picture in the hospital. I don't really doubt him being in the hospital at this point, because that looks AI. I don't know, because because the hospital story does correlate with 3 years ago. So I genuinely think he did end up in hospital.
There's been a picture of a pageant lady at that time. I can't remember who she was, but that was me. And
I was in bed, surrounded by beautiful women at 14 years old.
that was me too. This was towards the end of the summer. You can see I lost weight in the hospital. They said I got down to like 380 when I was in the hospital. And so I get out of the hospital. I start going fishing. It's a picture of me when I was fishing. I did not like the picture at all. I wasn't fond of taking pictures at that moment. But they were trying to get me out. My leg was better. They were trying to get.
Was it Make-A-Wish? Oh, can you imagine if you left out that detail? It was like, yeah, I was dying, and the woman who won the pageant came to see me, and she was like, "Oh, you're really dying, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm really dying. Kiss your kiss."
Me moving. They were trying to get me, like, because I've been in a hospital bed pretty much the whole summer. The whole summer between 8th and 9th grade pretty much was just me being in the hospital trying to fight off the infection. And here's where,
He's holding out for
because I was always able to be mobile. I was always able to move around. I was always able to do what I needed to do. But my doctor told me, you're just now getting out of the hospital the whole summer. We're going to take you out of school and put you on homebound, which was through the same school, except you stayed at home. Well, first they did it for the first semester. That is probably the first time in my life I felt depression and anxiety. I stayed home. If I wasn't doing schoolwork, I was eating. And that's the hardest part that I think about, because I feel like that's where everything went left. I feel like before then I had a shot at doing what I needed to do. And then as soon as they put me on homebound, it felt like I gave up, and it kind of felt like people gave up on me. I don't think they meant to. Everybody else's life had to continue to go on. I've seen a teacher twice a week. Mom's trying to work. Everybody's trying to do what they have to do for themselves. But I felt like I was giving up on.
I think he does seem to harbour some resentment towards his family, even though he's like, "I love my family, I love my." I think he does harbour a fair bit of resentment towards his family.
And so we got to the second semester, and they're like, we don't think you're ready. Your mobility hasn't gotten better. We weren't trying with my mobility. And that's partly on me, but, we weren't trying with my mobility. And so I felt like...
No, I think that's fully on you, Reed. I think that's the big issue there. If you weren't trying and you were a 400-pound teenager, if your mum couldn't lift you when you were 4 years old, how the hell is she going to lift you after a bout of cancer at 14 years old? You needed to help yourself at that point.
Like, the first semester was bad because I was getting bad off. And then the second semester, it was just like, I just continued to eat. And I would fail classes, and I would eat, and they would get on to me, and then it just would be what it was, right? Like, it was what it was. And I feel like that was always a big time, because this is even, see here, this was around after the second semester, and I had just blew up, right? Like, I just blew up. And I could never help but to feel like I was given up on. I didn't have any friends. Nobody ever reached out to me. And my thought process was like, why would you? Because, you're at home, right? And you would think it would be the dream to be on, oh, you don't have to go to school. You just have to do the schoolwork. Like, this is the dream, but it really wasn't. I think that was the turning point to me to be like, this is, that's where I lost my mobility. What mobility I had left, that's where I lost it.
Not that word to say.
And I really feel like if I could go back and change anything, that's one of the things I would change. That's one of the things I would change. So I go in and I go through all of 9th grade. Didn't stayed on homebound. Then 10th grade came. Well, 10th grade came and I went back to school, and I was so out of shape and so not there. I'll be honest. This is where honesty comes in my closet, and this is where you talk about one of them, right? I was, it was 10th grade. I was in my first semester, and I got put back on homebound. And why I did it, I'll never understand. I've tried to have people tell me, therapists, people around me still to this day, to try to talk to me about it. I've tried to get them to tell me, right, like, why I did it or what I did. And to me, it still doesn't matter. But I went on the internet at 15, I think, years old, and I lied about having cancer.
Why did you need therapists to try and tell you the reason for why you did that? Surely you would have had some kind of knowledge of what you were doing. So he's basically saying, I don't know why I faked having cancer. I don't know anything. He must have known something at this point if he was faking leukemia. He was being neglected, and obviously he needed something to catch people's attention, and he thought, my mum got attention when she had breast cancer. I'm going to shave my head and fake having leukemia.
And I never should have. Ever. I lied about it. It lasted for like a week to 2 weeks. And it's one of the biggest mistakes, actually probably the biggest mistake I've ever made. My mom found out.
Exactly.
My mom, my grandpa, both of them, they got onto me. They corrected me. And I never did it again. Ever. And, and it's hard to ask yourself that, right? Because it's like, well, why'd you do it when at 8 years old you watched your mom have it, or you've watched people around you have it? Some people, the therapist that I went to, said I did it because I felt that I didn't have any attention at home or through friends, which I still don't agree with. It wasn't right. There is no excuse for it. And that's me sitting here and owning it and saying I did it and it was messed up. I can't go back and fix it, but I can fix the behavior of never, ever, ever doing it again, because it's not something to joke about. And you'll see why I say that, because karma ended up getting me. And
it's not something to joke about, but casually dropping the N-word apparently is something to joke about.
I think I needed that, not because I didn't understand what I had done, but because it was deserved. To me, not for the people it happened to, but to me. And so I lie about that. And then I go throughout 10th grade, right? And second semester I went back, and I was in school, but it felt like I wasn't connected to anybody. it felt like
This
I
is
wasn't connected to
1.5.
anybody.
I thought it was slower.
It just felt like I was just there. And that's it. Same thing with 11th grade. It just felt like I was in school and I was just going through the motions. This is me. This is me probably in about 10th or 11th grade. Right there, as you can see. Fully blown up.
Blood.
Fully blown up. Just, I kept getting bigger. I kept getting bigger. And here's me. This was, I think, second semester of 10th grade. Looking down. I can barely look down. Right? It's uncomfortable. All of it was uncomfortable. I was learning to drive, but look how big I was in the driver's seat. Right? Like, nothing was good about it. Like, nothing. And
so he was able to fit in the driver's seat as a near adult, but him, his grandpa, and his mum in a truck, nah. Not all three of them, nah, can't.
so I go through 11th grade, and then 12th grade I moved schools. So remember how I said I was possibly going to move schools? I ended up moving schools. And I think that helps me a lot because, hold on one second. I consider me a part of the team, even though I just did stats. I didn't do anything as far as like playing or anything. But there's me, the fall semester, and
He joined the football team as a statistician. He was more compact at 4, like a dense kettlebell versus a barbell. That is so true, Laurie. How silly of me.
was,
He was
I was a part of the
unit.
team. And so I go through 12th grade, I go through second semester, I graduate. Here's me getting dressed for prom. That's me getting dressed for prom, and then this is me getting ready to get ready to graduate.
Lovely.
Still big. I think at that time I had to be probably around 450 to 460.
Yeah, we get it, Reed. You've been big your whole life. You realised it at 4, then you forgot about it between the ages of 8 and 16, and then you started realising it again. All right.
Mobility shot. Barely can get around to classes. I have to sit down every which way just to get around to classes. It wasn't easy. And I graduated. And I remember.
Hello, Mary. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Oh no. Oh no, she didn't.
Oh,
Hold
no.
on, technicality.
Oh, no.
Technicality, 1 second. Oh, you're in trouble.
It was the dog wanting to stop the bullshit. I know it's coming.
Back to it. So I graduated and I got an offer to go to Liberty University, which I was super excited about. Like,
Nice.
okay, cool, I can go on campus. We went to campus to check it out, me and my mom.
He went to Liberty University to study advanced gastronomics, probably.
I didn't last 15 minutes. I couldn't get around campus. I was too big. I wasn't mobile. How do you expect to barely get around a high school, but then you're not going to be able to get around on campus? I felt so
Use the mobility scooter. Go on. That was us falling over from boredom. Yeah.
defeated when I left that campus that day. We stayed for 20 minutes. We had planned to stay the whole weekend. We went back to our hotel room, and we left the next morning. And I think that was the moment that I kind of started to give up. I think that was the moment that I'm like, I can't go to college. I can't be mobile. I can't move. You kind of start thinking like, it's not worth it. Like maybe I'm not
And that's when being a big grifty pants probably started as well.
meant to go to college. Maybe I'm not meant to do anything. Maybe I'm just meant to sit
Hello,
at home with
Paolo.
mom.
Welcome in. Good to
And
see you.
my mom was my best friend. She still is one of my best friends.
Even though you don't see it.
That's when depression and anxiety really started setting in after high school. Because I felt like I didn't have a purpose. And I didn't know where to go or how to lose weight. I would have people tell me, like, see a nutritionist, work out, do this, and I would try it for a few days, and then it just wasn't able to work. And so I literally sat there from the middle of 2018 until 2022, and just got bigger. Because I felt like
So, especially like with COVID would have brought about much more availability to online courses. He could have done something then, but I guess he chose not to. He chose to have PB&J sandwiches.
I didn't have a purpose. There was many nights I laid there and I was like, like if I pass away in my sleep, I do. Because there was so much weight on me. I remember in 2019, I had went to have a meal with my mom, and I didn't know it was heartburn, right? I was getting chest pains, and I literally sat with those chest pains and heartburn and acid reflux for like 6 months with constant anxiety that I was going to have a heart attack. You shouldn't be 18 or 19 and be sitting there 24/7 and be worried.
Can you have constant heartburn for 6 months? I mean, I don't know. I always question everything with him. Just wondering if you can have heartburn for 6 months. I don't know. I'd be taking Pepto-Bismol and antacids to try and get rid of that.
Worried like, man, I might have a heart attack because I'm too big.
A 6-month heart attack, yeah.
And my body can't take it.
Maybe he's got acute angina. I've never seen him naked, but
That's all that ran through my head was my body can't take it. And that felt like it just was ingrained in my head because I didn't feel like there was anything to do. I didn't know how to get out. And so then you move to, like I said, 2019, and my grandma ended up having breast cancer, right? And they were like, okay, like she has breast cancer, it's not good, but we'll do a PET scan and we'll kind of see what's gonna happen. But I need y'all to understand, I lived with my grandparents from the time I was like 12, 13 years old, and I was 19. They were my life. My mom, my brother, and my grandparents were my life. And we took her in for surgery to help her get her surgery for breast cancer. And they were like, we'll tell you the PET scan results.
no mention of seeing a dietitian or bariatric doctor. No mention of being able to see Doctor Now. Yes, I'm working with the boy called Reed or Taylor or something, and I told him he need to go on a 1,500 calorie diet and lose 100 pounds, and then I'll operate with him.
After the surgery's over. Well, the surgery was over, and we're like, okay, cool. She made it through surgery. And the cancer was all over. Literally, like in her brain and her bones, like the cancer is spread all over. And
I've still not got clarification on this. Why did they do the PET scan, know the results of the PET scan, do the operation anyway, and then tell her that she's got metastasis? We watched a video from 3 years ago, and I wanted to see how the stories correlate, and not a lot of it correlates, Paolo. He does specialize in trauma dumping, though, yeah.
I didn't understand it, right? And so she pretty quickly was assigned to hospice. And I sat there right by her side for the next, I think it was like 4 months. She had that surgery in July, and then she passed away in October, a day before her, I want to say it was her 74th birthday. And so from July to October, I just sat there with her. Like anybody who knows hospice, you kind of just sit there and they either pass away quickly or you kind of sit there and you watch them deteriorate. And I was like, man, if only we could have called it earlier. Like, if only, if only. So then she passes away, and I sit there, right? And obviously, I had lied about the cancer, and I'm sitting there and like, all I can tell myself is like, this is your fault. Like, if you never would have lied about it. But I still to this day feel like I deserved that. Not that my Nana did. My Nana never did. But I lied about some crazy stuff. And then that happened. And then, so she passes away.
It's kind of mad that he's making his nan's cancer about him, not about his nan.
And my grandpa, I think it was like 8 months later, going towards the end of 2020, getting ready to go into 2021. And my grandpa's having a real hard time. And we just thought it was like, oh, he's missing grandma. Like, he's missing his wife. And it wasn't. We figure out in March that he's possibly got colon cancer. Well, we take him, and we get him checked, and we do all the precautions. And they call us after doing the procedure to check. And they're like, look, we're not 100% sure, but we're pretty sure that he has cancer. So they're like, man, I really messed up. And I'll always consider.
Yes, it was your fault. Yeah. Blame yourself, because that's how you get the sympathy.
Like, I definitely messed up. But I'm sitting there like, dang, like, it felt like karma 2 times over. And I'm like, like, it's all right. Like, he'll get through it. We'll help him. Like, it doesn't matter. I'll take him to every appointment. And he didn't. he made it to June, and he was having a hard time, so they put I think it's a colostomy bag. They wanted to put a colostomy bag on him. And I kept thinking, man, that's not a good idea because he's so weak. But he insisted on it. And even the day that we took him to surgery, he could barely, like with his own power, he could barely, move. And we took him. It was like the middle of June that we took him. And then he left that hospital on hospice because it was like, he's bad off. And he passed away at the beginning of July. And so you look right, and you're like, man, both of them passed away due to cancer. And then, obviously, like, mom had it, and it's like, man, I really fucked up. And I'll always say, never ever do I think that they deserved it. They never deserved it, but I felt like that was karma for me. And I'll always live with that, always. Because I love those two dearly. They love me. And
he's managed to blame himself for 3 people's cancers when, that's just weird. Why are you blaming yourself and then trying to be like, please sympathize with me? Shut up.
so it was like, that was a really big part of like all of like the rest of 2019 when my grandma passed away, going into 2020, going into like 2021. Like, I really like, I didn't really talk to nobody except for family, and like those were like the glue pieces. So I felt like our family was never the same. And yeah, it was just, I never felt the same anymore about them passing away. I felt like my 2 rocks were gone besides my mom. And then you go into 2022, and I lost some weight. I lost probably over 100 pounds, and then I ended up gaining it back. So 2022, I lost a good amount of weight, and then gained it all back within like a few months. Because I got depressed again. I seen how quickly, if you eat bad, even if you try to work out, whatever you try to do, like...
I think that 2022 period where he lost a lot of weight, that was the period when he was getting the help from Diamond Dallas Page, the DDP yoga. But there's no mention of DDP at all. It's like it never happened. So, how many charity cancer research medical expenses coverage streams has he done? For charity, none that I know of, but he has done a lot of, like, please pay me things for himself.
It doesn't matter. You can gain the weight back so quickly if you don't watch and see what you have to do. And so going into March of 2023, I remember because I gained all that weight back, and obviously that's not healthy to gain that amount of weight within that short of time. And I remember going to the hospital, and I went to the hospital on my birthday. My birthday's March the 9th. And I was just laying there like, man, I'm 23. Like, I got to get my stuff together. I've been trying to lose weight ever since I was 14 years old.
So he started to trust doctors again in 2023 from deciding as a child, I don't want to go to the doctor no more. He found like a kind of a 12-year period of being uninterested in doctors, and now he's interested.
Ever since I went into the hospital with cellulitis, it's been 11 years. And a lot of people will tell me, you're doing this for social media. You're not going to do this. This is all just a facade. Definitely not. I feel like I found my family on social media. I found people who genuinely support me and are rooting me on social media.
Apart from the ones that have given him money and then he proceeded to block them and said, well, it's just the way it is.
And I don't know what I would do without y'all. Like, I don't know. So March of 2023, ended up at the hospital my birthday, scared over heart problems again. I'm a big hypochondriac, but a lot of it is because I'm big. And I was like, man, I gotta figure this out, right? Like, I gotta figure it out. Like, there's no option of like, I can't be 25 and not figure it out. Well, this was me when I started, right?
How bizarre.
That was me in 2023. And I was on TikTok. I've been on TikTok for a while. But I had another TikTok, but it got permanently banned. And
now, why would a TikTok account be permanently banned? Would you like to elaborate on that, Master Reed?
I'm on a different one, but
No.
it was heavily supportive, like really heavily supportive, and they were all rooting for me
Yeah.
in such a way that I had finally, through social media, figured out how to make money. And going into,
Maybe.
I was losing weight,
Maybe the
and I was
grifting.
doing good, and I went into June of 2023, and I was able to get me my first car. Well, family things weren't the best at home. Like I said, I don't blame my family. I love every single one of my family without a doubt. That'll never change. But family things weren't the best, and we could have used money for other things other than me getting a car. All
So instead of helping his family, he's like, fuck it, I'll get a car.
these sorts of things. There was a lot of, like, just wasn't a great time. But I knew for me, I wanted to get myself a car because I had never gotten a car before, ever. So I ended up getting myself a Chevy.
He's completely selfless. He got the car so that he could drive around to help his family. Yeah, he doesn't want to give the details on why his 400,000 follower TikTok account got banned. No details on that. No.
Equinox. Nice new car. It wasn't new. It was like a 2016, but to me,
no job,
brand
car.
new. Brand new. Well, so I had to leave. Well, I was 23. I'd left home before, but it was with other people. So this was my first time leaving home alone, by myself, packing up and leaving.
Yeah.
And went to Pennsylvania for like 5 days. Pennsylvania didn't work out. And so I went to live with my best friend in Texas. Well,
Does it take 5 days for you to get the feel for Pennsylvania? Any Pennsylvanians in chat? Did he go to like where the Amish live? To the Pennsylvania Dutch, and he was like, "They sent for me, dog."
while I was making money on TikTok, obviously I was going through the mental challenges of not being home anymore, figuring out a lot of stuff about myself, living alone for the first time, and people on TikTok were really helping me a lot. And
Pissing your mattress and flipping it over, that kind of thing.
I was able to be in Airbnbs until I got my apartment, and then I got my first apartment, and it was awesome and sad at the same time because it was the first time that I had ever lived alone.
His first apartment that he needed at least 2 separate GoFundMes for.
And once again, I was still 500 plus pounds, and living alone, I probably got into my head the most that I've ever gotten into it before, because I was still 400 or 500 plus pounds, somewhere in that range.
Exactly.
And I was still trying to lose weight. But once I moved into the apartment, it wasn't a party, it wasn't fun. I literally sat and laid on the couch day in and day out and just slept. And then when it would come time for rent, I would ask TikTok to help me. It wasn't right by any means, and that's something I'll say. People also talk about the money that I've asked for on social media before. It wasn't right. I never plan to, unless it's a dire emergency, I never plan to just get on social media. I'm in a place now, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, that I'm secure, I'm good, I can focus on losing my weight, I can focus on me, and I can build up, and I can, when I'm ready to move out, I can have me a plan and be ready.
Instead, he'll just say, take that screen, and then the roses in the chat. Give me a blue universe in the chat, whatever the fuck it is.
Right. But every time, because I was in Texas from July to October, every time I would expect, like, okay, ooh, I gotta have rent, or man, I don't have money for this, or whatever. So I would go to TikTok. And it wasn't right. It wasn't. But I didn't know what else to do, because if I didn't, then I was gonna be living in my car.
He was like, I've got a car, I've got a place to live. What should I do? I know, beg people online for money.
So I didn't know what to do. And so it was like I was trying to worry about the money to do this, the money to do that. I didn't know how things were going at home, because me and home wasn't talking to each other. And then I figure out that my mom is in the hospital with severe heart problems in October. I up and left Texas. Up and left. Because like I said, my mom, hold on. My mom, even though me and her have had our issues, my mom is still my rock. My mom is still my best friend.
He also made a GoFundMe to, he used his mum as part of one of his GoFundMes to get money for helping his mum to get from Texas to wherever his mum lives. And yeah, get money for that, for the GoFundMe.
And I get a phone call like she's in the hospital and her heart function was at like 30%, 20%, something like that. She was having congestive heart failure. And they had to put a pacemaker defibrillator, a cross between those, I think, in or pacemaker, something like that. And so I was like, oh no, like I'm on the way. So I drove from Texas to Virginia in 2 days to see my mama. I was like, Mama, what's going on? I still couldn't get around that good. I wasn't mobile. I was still 480, 470 plus, something like that, I think. And I went home, and Mom comes home. I think she was in there for like a week to 2 weeks. And Mom comes home. And I know I keep saying this, but I laid there at my mom's from October until March. I get a phone call in February. Can't talk too much about it, but I got a phone call in February that was like, okay, you know, we see that you're overweight. We see that you have these problems. We want you to come here and we'll help you. If you're
Hello, is this Mr. Tayonajourney, say whatever the fuck? Yeah, this is the doctor now. I want you to come for the TV show. If you could make your wife. Sorry, that was turning into Nonno there.
you're willing to do it. Obviously, the only thing I want in life is to be able to be mobile and be fit and live and not have to worry about dying 24/7. That's all I do. Is just sit and worry every night when I lay my head down. I'm like, man, I hope I don't pass away tonight. I hope tonight's not the night that my heart gives out on me. I've spent like the past 5 years hoping that. It's almost a nightly occurrence. Even whether I'm thinking about it all night or whether it crosses my mind once, I'm like, man,
Yeah,
heart
but
don't give out on me
no.
tonight. Just let me try again tomorrow.
I was musing about that in Pulpy's live. I wonder what she's going to Vegas for. If she is actually going to Vegas, like, for reals. Because I think somebody said she mentioned Atlanta as well.
And so they call me, and it's in Texas. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. Mind you, these past few months at Mom's, just laying down and eating, and laying down and eating. Because I'm sad because I don't know what condition my mom's in. She's out of the hospital, but, you know, with heart failure and stuff, like, it's hard to get better from that. You just kind of got to maintain.
You thought about maybe asking her what's up? And then he wakes up the next morning wondering what to put in his GoFundMe. Exactly.
What it is. And so then the night that I decided to leave for Texas, I left at like 3 p.m. And I leave, and I had a walker. I had my walker that I have now. And mind you, this is 2024, March of 2024. And I leave.
He claims he had his walker for more than 3 years. So he's saying he had the walker in 2024, but not prior to that. Okay.
Leave on, I think it was March the 7th, so 2 days before my birthday. And I plan to get to Texas with my best friend for a little bit and spend time with her before I have to go try and lose this weight. And we're having all these big plans. We're going to party. We're going to do this. And when I get up to leave, I can barely walk a few steps before it's like, man, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. My legs can't stand it. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I have to do it to save my life.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I've always told myself. I have to save my life. And I've never figured.
But he was fine driving a car for 2 days to get from Texas to Virginia. But a few steps. Okay.
Out how to do it. And so I get in the car by myself, just me, and I head from Virginia to Texas.
Yeah.
Well, I had my first stop, right? My first stop of the night. I get out and I try to find the nearest pathway to the door. Well, I get out, coincidentally it was a McDonald's. I get out to go in to use the bathroom.
Such a coincidence that it was a McDonald's. Well, while I'm here, I might as well have 40 chicken nuggets.
And I get to the door, and the door's locked. They're no longer letting people in. This is when I kind of understood how bad off I was. I stood there and I cried. And I sat in my walker because it has a seat with it. Because my legs physically could not get me back to the car. And when I got back to the car, I had to sit on the side of the seat and push myself into the car because my legs couldn't go over into the car. I barely had any muscle, any at all.
Barely any muscle, but you felt safe enough to press the accelerator and the gas for hours on end. Yeah? You were comfortable doing this for hours, but walking, no sirree, Bob. I did my driving lessons when I was at my biggest, and no word of a lie, I was sweating doing my driving lessons, partly through nervousness, but partly through moving the legs and stuff. So this seems like bullshit to me.
And so I travel throughout the night, and I slept. I ended up stopping at like a rest stop, and I just slept for like 4 hours. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up. I had like 8 to 10 hours left to get to Texas.
Exactly, Laurie. Makes
and
no
it was
sense.
March the 8th, I think.
But his legs are like black and purple and all the colors that you wouldn't associate with healthy legs. He does seem to have major circulation problems in the lower extremities.
Friday, March the 8th, I think. And I was like, all right, it's time to get up and get back on the road. I was probably on the road for like 2 or 3 hours on the interstate in Mississippi, and I crashed my vehicle.
He was in a car.
I was in a
Maybe because you couldn't like work your legs properly and you decided to drive for 2 or 3 hours knowing that you couldn't walk more than 10 to 15 steps at a time. All right. Yeah, yeah. He's very
a
clever.
collision. It's like it was a multi-car pileup.
Multi-car pilot.
I was by myself in Mississippi, don't know where I am, and this was my car. My car got totaled. This was the inside from what I seen.
This was the inside from what he saw. Okay. So how did he take this picture? I crashed my car, but first, let me take a selfie. Right, okay. I crashed my car.
And then this was the
I'm
front,
so silly.
fully totaled.
And that car is fully totaled.
What I seen.
He was sat in the front.
And then this was the front.
And that's the front of the car. Where are the other cars? And also, that's quite a severe crash. Look at me. Oh, that silly ass. Look what I've done.
Fully totaled. They took me to the hospital. I was kind of distraught at that point because I'm like, how the hell am I going to get to Texas to have this weight loss opportunity? And I ended up going to a hotel for like 4 or 5 days, and then a friend came and picked me up and took me.
It's
but
like a single car crash, yeah.
I couldn't get around. There was a time where I tried to sit in my walker, and the walker like went backwards, and I couldn't catch myself fast enough, so I fell on the floor of a hotel lobby and was stuck there for 15-20 minutes, not knowing how I'm gonna get up. Nobody helping me. I was a random person in the middle of Mississippi.
Nobody wanted to help him because he was down for 15 to 20 minutes. People looked at him and asked, "Are you local?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Well, fuck you then. I don't want to pick you up." Oh, shit.
But speaking of big events, Brian, I heard
Wrestling news.
And the walker like went backwards, and I couldn't catch myself fast enough, so I fell on the floor of a hotel lobby and was stuck there for 15-20
No
minutes,
cell phone.
not knowing how I'm gonna get up. Nobody
No
helping
cell
me.
phone, but
I was a random person in the middle of Mississippi. I didn't know what to do. I just know I had to get to Texas, so I got to Texas. And mind you, still 2023. Wait, no, 2024, March. And I get to Texas, and I talk about this a little bit too, not in depth, but I have a group of people who follow me around, and they tell everything about me. They tell that I lied about cancer. They tell that they think I scammed people out of money because I needed people's help with money when I left home the first time. And so they go around and tell all these bad things about me. I don't pay attention to them, but I did at the time, and they called and got that opportunity taken away from me.
So he's saying that people on Reddit cost him his opportunity with Dr. Now. So Dr. Now's like, yes, I've been receiving phone calls, and people on Reddit say you're a bastard, and I don't want to associate with the bastard. So could you kindly not talk to me anymore? Thank you, please, bye. So I'm sure Dr. Now is well aware of Reddit.
And the organization who was going to help me called, and they were like,
An interesting story that I read on Reddit was that Reed posed as somebody else. He posed as a Russian woman to get into the Discord for the Taylor Sowers Reddit thing, and he said that he had his own docs, and he said, "Oh my God, we should totally post the docs on Reddit so he could get the group closed down." But people are a lot smarter than Reed, and they cottoned on that this person was actually Reed himself, trying to dox himself in order to get this Reddit closed down. And yeah, he got kicked from the Discord, and the dox was unsuccessful because people aren't stupid.
look, we think you're too much of a PR risk because these people won't leave us alone. We've gotten over so many phone calls, so many emails. Like, we're going to take time to think on this and then let you know. They called me back a day or two later and said, you're no longer going to have this.
He's live now. Do you want to stream snipe? Yeah, good.
Gracious, Megan. Everybody share it too if you can. J-Love. B. Thank you, JoJo.
People have been arrested on my
Marcelina, Chris, Thomas.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to make a cup of coffee.
TJ. I can make 100. I can make. We turn nothing into something. Joanna. Thank you, AJ. But sometimes I'm in my feelings. Hey, TJ, Susie, Jenny. Nine gang. Jody, Anna B. Yeah, I am Paige. Joanna. Danny. Twisted Tees, bitch. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Paige, you're good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Jesse. Hey, thank you. Y'all think last night was emotional? Man, last night was something else. I ain't gonna lie to you. Paige. Paige, thank you, girl. Thank you, gracious. Sam. Sam, I am. What time is weigh-in? Weigh-in's at 10:30 Eastern. It's been going good. Mindy, what you doing, girl? Hey, Mindy. Yeah, Jesse, we were at the gym last night. Thank you, Weston. Power Tech. Mongo, Fred, Mama C. Power Tech, what's up, bro? Yeah, weigh-in's in 12 minutes. 12 minutes, 12 minutes, 12 minutes. Bacon. Louis Bacon. Heal with the follow. Chat, if you're new here, everybody press that follow button. If y'all want to share it out, you can share it out. Reed Squad, share it to the Reed Squad. Bacon. Respond to my text. Where'd you send it, Bree? Thank you, Jody. Megan. Thank you, Jesse. What's up, Michael? Hales, McKenna. Charlie, text me on Snap. Everybody welcome in Chris, Ashley, Dio with the heart me chat. Everybody get your heart me's in. Everybody get your heart me's in. Get those heart me's in. Did you, Joseph? Yeah, it was a good one. What's up, Dio?
Yeah. Oh,
Anna V, thank you, girl.
It's all right, love. I can remove the copyrighted music post stream. It'll sound a bit fucky, but should be fun.
I'm not a crier. An emotional journey. Laura, thank you, girl.
Be careful, Reed. If any of these things have N-word in, you're gonna be right, fella.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Go on, tell us.
It's on a website. I think it's like Zennies or Zannies.
This
where I got the
this
glasses.
live
I don't
stream
know
of
if y'all
his
know what
today
that
is going to
website
be
is.
a weigh-in.
Sister. Hey, sister.
Hey, sister.
Thank you, Jesse.
Who I don't have.
Weigh-in's at 10:30, so 10 minutes away.
10 minutes until the weigh-in.
Power Tech.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Chat, everybody tap.
Tap the
If you
screen,
can,
you
you're
bastards.
part of the Reed Squad. If y'all can, share it out, please.
So, yesterday, the gym scale said he was 511 pounds. His scales at home, the ones he's going to use today, are 486. So I'm wondering how he's going to correlate those two weights. Is he going to say he's put on, or is he going to be realistic with his weight?
Nancy,
It is very
David,
loud,
what's up,
yes.
bro? I appreciate every single one of y'all being here. Every single one of y'all who show up for me for weigh-ins, I appreciate y'all. Today is a little bit earlier than usual, but we got a doctor's appointment today. We got places to go today. We got stuff to do. So I had to
Races
get
to
it out
go,
the way
people to
early.
see, humans to grift.
David, thank you, brother. Dio.
That is quite a difference, Laurie, yeah.
So I'm gonna explain it in the video a little bit, but I want to explain it to y'all a little bit first.
Okay.
Dio, thank you. So, as y'all know, I've been using this other scale for about a month. It was on Amazon.
Yeah.
It was a scale that went up to 660. But it won't hold for me regularly. Like, it won't settle on a number.
Right.
And so after talking with some friends, after talking with my trainer, we're going to go back to the black scale. Because the black scale is accurate, and when I switched scales before, it was because the drastic change in numbers.
Yeah.
My stability on the scale has changed so much. It'll read my weight a lot quicker. So we're switching back to the black scale. And also, if anyone who helped me pay for the other scale, if you got a random payment, it was because since I'm not going to use it anymore, I don't feel right with y'all paying for it. And then I'm not using it anymore.
Okay.
So I sent the money back to whoever sent me money. It was TM, Chris, Bree, and Raquel.
Okay. So we're going to
Love
see
you,
his
Paige.
actual weight today.
Hey, Nez. Yes, Chris. Yes. Bye, Paige.
We'll have to copyright that.
Love you. Hey, Raquel. But to me, if I'm not going to use the scale anymore, like I should send it back to the people who sent it to me, since I'm not going to use it.
Well, they're not going to want to use it. are they?
Prodigy, thank you. Thank you, Ness.
So, what do we reckon his weight's going to be today? Is it going to be 5'11", or
With
is
the
it going to
heart
be
me,
more
let's
than that?
go.
That?
And a B.
The jump is going to be
Birdie
incredible.
with that heart me. Birdie, good morning. Oh, it's early for you. Certified, Ness.
486 to
And a B with the
5'11".
love you. The black scale is called My Way
Is
XL 700. And it goes up to 700 pounds. But
25.6.
before, when I would weigh on it, and a B, Terry. Before, when I would weigh on it, I would have such
24.6.
trouble with like my stability, and I would like rock back and forth. Where now I can comfortably
He's
like
getting all the
kind of
money
stand
back now,
there,
yeah, exactly.
and it probably takes like 10 to 30 seconds versus taking.
ass.
It was taking like a minute and 30, and David, I'll have to check. I haven't looked, but I will check for sure. Good morning, Terry.
This is going to be fun.
Good morning.
Grifting
I'm
bastard.
sending it right back. I don't feel right. And a B! Yo, everybody W and a B. That girl just leveled up to 26. Big level up. Tracy, good morning. Chat, if somebody can, let the chat know. We got 6 minutes till weigh in. Because I know different. 6 minutes. Good morning, certified. Catherine. All right, bet, David.
Thank
you, Anna B. Chad, how are we feeling? What are you sending back? So Raquel, it was you, TM, Bree, and Chris who helped send me money for the other scale. And after talking with friends and the trainer, I'm not going to use that other scale anymore because it never settles on a number.
Or
And
found
it
out
doesn't
to be a
settle on
liar.
a number, and then I have to press hold, and it's no telling how much like weight I'm taking off of it when I lean over to press the hold button. So this scale actually gets a whole number. You can see my whole body in it, and so we're switching back to the black scale now that my stability's better. We're gonna stay with that.
The original reason why he switched from that black scale to the scale he was using recently was because he didn't think it was accurate, because he put on 17 pounds in 1 week. So is this going to be a grift for yet another scale?
And I don't think so, Chris. Queen B, Miss Frazier, Cheyenne, Sophie. Thank you, Rita. And by the way, whatever the number is this morning is whatever the number is.
Okay.
That's whatever it is. Whatever it is. Like I said, I'm going to explain it. Rita! Thank you, Rita. Whatever the number is whatever the number is. Rita! Rita with all the hats and mustaches.
I wonder how people are gonna...
Angela!
So when he explains away why the number has suddenly jumped up by over £20, what are people going to say? People are still going to be like, oh, that's water weight. Oh, you're building muscle, lad. You walked for a minute.
Thank you, Joanne.
This is why I feel gaslit.
When it's weigh-in's in 4 minutes. So I'm going to explain it
He's
again
not
when I
saying
weigh
he'll agree
in.
with it, but it's just
But
the
I
number.
just want to explain that
I
to
feel
y'all.
gaslit. I feel so
Jason!
gaslit
I know,
by this
Angela.
guy. He's such a fucking liar. Such a grifter.
I am, Stevie. TM, good morning, girl.
I hate it.
Jason. Jay, Jessica. Chat, everybody get your heart me's in. Y'all, can we complete the 100 heart me goal? There's almost 300 people in here.
Bitch.
I've been making so much progress.
No, you haven't.
I've been making so much progress.
No,
I
you
don't
haven't.
care what the number is.
He's
really.
wearing heavier clothes.
It's just a guiding tool. To me, it's just a guiding tool. So I'm good either way. I'm fine.
This weigh-in is giving Amber
3
the
minutes
lead.
from weigh-in. No, I can't, Chris. 3 minutes until weigh-in. 3 minutes. Yeah, well, I went the past 3 days.
Mad, isn't it?
I'm not going to go today.
Tracy, he's wearing a lead shirt.
I'm not going to go today.
A lead shirt and uranium
I'm
trousers.
going to turn down TTS. Just because we're getting a crazy amount of heart me's and stuff right now. Thank you, Lucy. I'm 25.
25.
But yeah,
tons.
I went to the gym the last 3 days. I'm not gonna go today. I will tell y'all. I woke up this morning, just the black one, Angela, just the black one. But I woke up this morning and my thigh and my hamstring, so my upper leg. Chris with the first gift.
Here we've got the excuse.
Like, I felt like last night I couldn't move it, and then today it has felt extremely
25
tight and sore. And so I've been talking to people. They're like, "Yeah, that's all completely normal." Sometimes they say the second day after leg day can be more sore than the first day.
He is setting us up. Yeah, he's setting us up for a game.
Thank you, 888. Lex, thank you. David, thank you. Oh yeah, it's definitely normal. For sure. 1 minute. Alright, chat. Jamie with the first gift.
It's normal to put on £500,000 of water weight.
Who can control comments? Jamie with the first gift. Chat, everybody get those heart me's in.
When he does these live weigh-ins, he turns off
I need
the
to know,
chat.
or not first gift. Who can do comments? I just need a mod to say me, and I got you. Who can do comments? Who knows how to do them? I know we got people here. I'm just making sure. I know we got mods here that can do it. FCP, can you turn yours down? I can hear you. Angela, you got me? All right. Y'all, Angela's got it. Angela, you already know what to do, girl.
He doesn't know about DOMs,
If you want to, you can go ahead and turn them off.
He's just a silly 25-year-old.
And then we won't turn them back on until...
when he was 4, that was his peak intelligence.
After...
Maybe he's on his period, yeah.
Until after I sit down. Yeah, I could hear you downstairs.
He's got the painters and decorators in, as we say in the UK.
I could. That's on me, though. There's no sound going on up here at all. Hold on, let me set this other phone up. All y'all got to do right now, we're at 37K taps. I know when I sit back down after weigh-in, we can be at 100K. Just everybody tap that screen like crazy. Send those heart me's if you want to. And,
Dog's barking. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's take the watch off.
Yeah, take off everything because you need as little weight as possible.
No more extra weight.
Yeah, those 200-pound glasses.
No more extra weight. Hold on.
Hello, Alice. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Shirt and the shorts off.
Yep, that's it. Take it all off. Yep. Take your skin off, take your
Shirt
skeleton off, all
off.
that. Just weigh as little as possible.
Okay. Shirt off.
Watch weight, yeah, that watch weight, yeah. You got to account for the watch weight. That's at least 5 kilos. Why did you turn off
Shorts
chat for a
off.
weigh-in? I don't know. I think it's because of all the the taps and the chats and that, the super chats, whatever they're called, the gifts. So that because he uses this live for the recording of the video, so obviously he doesn't want anything to infringe on that. Bro, are you literally taking your foreskin off? What is going on?
Okay. So now we're gonna go here. Everybody tapping. Thank y'all so much.
No. Stop tapping.
Let's go up here.
This might take a while because he's probably
Get the other phone.
he's probably trying to hold
So
off
last
as much as
week we
possible for
were-
this weigh-in.
4.
I'll be very surprised if he's under 500. Very surprised.
4. Hold on. 46.6. 80.6 down. Okay. Got it. Okay, chat.
Okay.
Let's get it.
That's true, Tracy.
Let's
yeah,
get
fair.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I just weigh in my boxes, so I don't know. He obviously wants to remove as much as possible to be as light as possible. Hello, it's ready. His hair looks very odd. Do you get what I mean? There we go. Weigh his clothes like Amber did. What's the point?
Okay.
Your floorboard's not set properly there, mate. You want to be careful of that.
Hey, Reed Squad. So last week we weighed in at 486.6 pounds, bringing us down a total of 80.6. After talking with some friends, after talking with the trainer, the scale that I was using, whenever I would stand on it, it would never settle by itself. I would have to press the hold button. And when I was pressing the hold button, I'd have to lean over like this, which means you never know how much weight it's bringing you down, what it's doing. With this way, the scale will tell us the weight. Whoever sent me, I've already sent the money back for whoever helped me to get that scale. That way that's squared away, just because, you know, I'm not going to be using it anymore. So whatever this number is, it is what it is. It's our guiding tool. It's a tool that we use to see how I'm going to progress. If it's different from before, less, more, the same, whatever it is, it's time to weigh in. And this
Don't
is
think
the
it'll
one
be
we'll be
less.
using from this point on. Let's see.
Why is there a train outside?
Hello.
It's ready. Choo choo.
It's ready.
Okay.
Up you get, laddie. I think we are, Iona, yeah.
There we go.
504.2 pounds.
Okay, so 504.2. Like I said, it's an 18-pound gain from the other scale, but it is what it is. Back in the fives. Like I said, it's just a guiding tool. I can't get in my head too much about it. I can't focus too much about it. It is what it is. 504.2 is our new number on the new scale. I just got to keep grinding. I can't get in my head. And, you know, we'll see what it is next
She's
Tuesday.
put on 18
Love y'all, Reed
pounds.
Squad.
So that's an 18-pound gain from last week. Literally throwing the scale. In a week, Tracy. £18 in 1 week. But apparently £7 down from yesterday, so.
All right, Angela, we're good. We're good. We'll turn TTS back on.
You could be gaining muscle. Remember, muscle is heavier than fat. Yeeting the scale, I know, right? Doesn't mean you gained weight, just a different scale. Can I have one of your
Proud of you.
chocolate bars? I knew that this was the case because he wasn't filming his whole body with the scale prior, but he's suddenly filming his entire self with this scale. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he went from 486 to 504. So yeah, £16. Um, Even then, I don't think he's being incredibly honest because then from the scale yesterday, he's lost £7 in less than 24 hours. So it's hard to think of like what the truth is with this guy, you know? Um, so yeah, I thought I'd stay on until that because I knew there was a live coming from him, and I knew it would be an interesting one. So yeah, um, I knew he couldn't hold that grift for long. It's because the thing is, if he was continuing to use the previous scale, then and people weren't noticing him losing anything like body wise, he does look smaller in the face. So he's lost like 50 to 60 pounds, which is still great, but he's been adamant that he's been losing at a steady rate when he hasn't. He may only be losing like £1 a week. And at his size, he should be losing more than that, especially if he's on an 1800 calorie diet, which is what he's been saying he's on. So, so I think we're starting to see the unraveling of his stories now. So it's only a matter of time before it gets worse. So I feel vindicated, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, I think that'll do from I think that'll do for me today. Um, it's been a long live. It's been almost 3 hours, but it's nice to have done something today. I hope you've all had a good time here. Thank you again to Laurie for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. I don't know when I'll be back on. We'll just have to play it day by day. Um, but yeah, I had a lovely time. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. So take care of yourselves. Bye.